Hello and welcome everybody to another edition of Wednesday Night Fights Online Edition, episode 12, coming to you with some good-ass BB tag action straight from the PC format as usual lately. And of course, before we get into the bracket, there are some introductions that need to be made. With me here in the commentator's booth tonight, a couple of regulars, and I'm sure you know them, you love them, both equally as well. First up, a regular here at WNF, the wonderful, legendary Lon Lilly, and of course, a recent regular, I should say, as well, here in the commentator's booth. Mito, how are you both doing tonight?
I am doing A-OK. Always excited to be able to commentate some sick BB tag action over here on the Wednesday night. Back at it with the Roll Vacuum Dimension. I believe this is the 4th or 5th week we're in it, and it's been absolute blast to see a lot of wonderful BB tag players from all across the country be able to show off their stuff here. It's been a great experience, and I'm ready to just watch some more.
I could not have said it better myself. Thanks again for having me on stream, and it is the third time I have the blessing to be with all these fantastic people and fantastic players here in WNF. And we are going to be starting off strong tonight, folks. We are looking forward to a match between the Fortizo, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, and Critical Existence Failure, the Reset God TM. Hopefully we're not taking a little too long on that, and we are going to get into that match as soon as possible. How are you feeling about this one, Lon?
Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting matchup for sure. Very Fortiso, definitely a player that I'm unfamiliar with inside like the scope of WNF. Even now, it's got the scope of WNF. So I'm assuming maybe this is like their first tournament run at least here. So it'd be interesting to see how they fight Critical Existence Failure, who can be a very difficult player to really wrap your head around and try to fight, because he has so many specific like critical existence failureisms. That's quite a mouthful that you have to be aware about and know how to play around to properly fight him. And if it's your first exposure to him, it's always going to be a rough time. You're going to be caught by a lot of the resets, like you said, yeah, that he especially like going for. So you can get caught off guard, and you can really explode if you're put into the bad situation. And yeah, Vertissimo, very. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I will mispronounce his name at least 20 times this set. But yeah, locking in the Hakumen, Naoto Kuragane. Definitely not a team I've ever seen before, but we've been showing the power of Kuragane before with the likes of Kuragane, so it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. But already starting off strong here with this air there.
Alright, just playing a little safe there, just trying to back off with the Oki that he had. Not the best ender in J214B, so I'm trying to make the most of it there. Just returning back to neutral, and one hell of a hit. Unfortunately, did not make too much of it, and that gave Critical Resistance Failure the exact opening he needed in order to get this moonsault. Gotta take the Oki as well, not blocking on Wake Up, dropping the combo, but did get bursted on immediately. Nice maneuverability from Yosuke here. Gonna get all the way into the corner. I'm just gonna go for the restand. Unfortunately, drop the combo and gets hit straight into a good starter, and unfortunately gets reset. This is the time that Fortizo is getting exposed to the kanji TM. There it is. Okay, that was a really big hit for Fortizo. That was a scary scenario for Hakumen to be in. I like the spacing there from him as well. Oh, good stuff. Okay, countering right out. He's really keeping in this Hakumen though. He does not care about risking it. There it is. Okay. Unfortunately, not able to do much with that. Tried to Phantom Pain on Wake Up. Did not get the dash cancel there. Oh wow. Okay, JB. Some interesting decision making here. I'm not entirely sure what his game plan is, but hey, that's probably better for the both of us.
Yeah, definitely, and looking kind of good for Fortiso. God, it's such a hard name for me to say. But yeah, just one bad Divine Smasher led to quite a sizable punish here for Critical Existence Failure, taking out an entire 12k from that Naoto Kuragane, already left in this 2v1 situation, and getting hit by the 4P isn't really a good start. Might actually lead into a kill if he's ready for it. Yeah, actually just letting that combo time or like that combo just not drop. It was 2 opportunities to tech out, but was way too afraid of the reset. And yeah, that's just the type of like mentality that critical existence failure can really put you in, is being afraid to tech out of the situation and allowing him to get a lot of additional damage. And while like in the earlier parts of the set, that damage might not matter as much, but when you're in that like death scenario and you have to make the decision between teching in and out, can be especially terrifying. We just saw a glimpse of that right there.
That's one way to put it, yeah. There's a lot of mental slack that's put on your head the moment you start getting reset by this. You don't want to get hit again. You don't want to be taking another 8k solely because you decided to hold the A button while doing so. And that is exactly what Fortizo's mind is worried about. And almost as worried as he would be getting Happy Birthday almost as fast as what it would have seemed like round start. Gonna take that Oki immediately after this Magarudyne. Unfortunately teched away, not gonna take too much from that. Rebeat it out, didn't get too much of a confirm. The Fortizo is just playing a little reserved here. Not as reserved as he should be, not blocking the 5C, just gonna take the Kurogane down. What a reversal from the last time. Interesting grab there. Lots of decision making that I'm not entirely sure why he's doing, but that doesn't make it any worse. Okay, tried to go for the grab there. Oh, the chair moved a little too far. Tried to DP out, but it did work. Almost got to confirm off of the 4P. There's a lot of scrambles going on here due to Hawken and Viz. And critical existence failure is playing around them relatively well. Nice reversal to get out of that pressure there. Almost hit him on the burst, but that is going to be a huge super. Even if he doesn't get the follow-up off this, that's most likely death.
Yeah, was able to DHC afterwards too. Kanji doing quite the sizable chunk of damage. That 18k life from Hakumen not mattering in this scenario. It's critical existence failure taking the second game.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. In a much more dominating fashion, might I add. At least in the first game, the Fortizo was playing a little more solid. They were getting a lot more knockdowns that they could have taken advantage of. But in that game right there, he misplayed maybe 2 or 3 times, and as a result, it got him killed. Losing Naoto that early in the game really did hamper him, and it seems like he agrees with the switch to Akihiko right now. So, before, when you said you weren't too experienced with the Kurogane Hakumen team, I was going to comment and say this is 24 band's team, and it was legendary therefore due to that. But I don't think I've ever seen a Hakumen Akihiko. And I think this might be a good team if I can only go off of the damage that they're going to do here. Okay, just tried to...
Alright, yeah, just going to be going in with the moonsault. Yeah, burst out of the situation with critical existence failure. Not exactly ready for it. Just going to be locking Hakumen pressure. Still just going to be DPing out. Just trying to pepper around here with those JBs. But yeah, just land straight into the loving arms of Kanji going in with another super. Just going to be maintaining that corner. Probably try to debating a DP of their own there, but just going to be maintaining the pressure and a nice 4P in order to catch that Hakumen.
Gonna be pressing a lot of stagger pressure here. Oh wow, he weaved twice there in order to get that. And command grabbing the landing. That was an interesting choice from Critical there. He did have a cancel option after that JC, but I guess he didn't want to go for it. That's alright too. Go for the mental mix-up there, but not as big of a mental mix-up as the combo that's about to go on right here. And getting conditioned to air tag, gonna lose the Akihiko. I almost said Kanji. But no, Kanji's the character that is currently dropping the combo. What an air super! Recognizing the CC scenario and making good use of it. Not gonna be able to kill off that 2v. Tried to do a cross-up here, and got another one right after. 3-0 for critical existence failure right off the bat. What an explosive round to start off with, folks.
Yes, definitely. The first game looking relatively close. Critical existence failure still trying to maybe adapt to Vevertiso's kind of like playstyle neutral game, but once he really got the lockdown and was able to kind of get a lot of his traditional pressure and like kind of reset game going, it was looking all him. And yeah, definitely for the first time showing up to WNF, maybe not the best performance, but still very good. A lot for putting critical existence failure in an uncomfortable position. That man is definitely no slouch of an opponent, but it's not over for Fortiso yet. Still got the loser side of the bracket to go through, but Critical Existence Failure moving on to the next round.
If I had to give any sort of analysis for that match in particular, it was... I'm struggling to find a word that really fits there. Perhaps I could just use a sentence instead. It was fast enough to where it was difficult to make decisions in the moment, but slow enough in the actual neutral to where it wasn't really that fast, if that makes any sense. It felt faster than it was, solely because of how Critical was placing all this pressure on top of Fortiso. He made him feel like he had to make a decision at all times, during neutral, during defense, during offense. There was never a point where he would most likely felt comfortable, and I think I can credit that to Critical really being on top of that matchup there. Whether or not he knew all three of those matchup characters was up for debate. I can't exactly speak for him, but I cannot understate how well he played there. Fantastic stuff to Critical.
For sure, definitely. Like I said at the start, it's like a tricky man to be able to lock down. And yeah, well, the neutral game was kind of, I would say, chaotic for the most part. I think a lot of Veritiso's kind of strength in that matchup was actually trying to slow down the neutral game and just chipping away at critical resistance failure health for kind of going in for with his more rash decision making and just punishing him accordingly. But against critical existence failure, you give him 1 point of momentum and you can really ride that to like winning a game.
Yes, sir, starting him off strong in this bracket here. And as far as I'm aware,
Next up should be Yui and let me just make sure Pipe Fox.
got it. The next match we are going to be watching here is Yui, aka Trigger_Yui, and another unknown player, at least to me, known as Pipe Fox. Now we all know Yui here. She is about as quick paced as it gets. I know I just got off talking about how CEF is pretty quick paced, but Yui brings that to another level. She is high octane at all times, forcing any sort of interactions, full screen, mid screen, right in front of your face, point blank. She has all the teams to do so, and to skip neutral while she's at it. So it'll be interesting to see how Pipe Fox likes to go about dealing with that matchup. Though I am not familiar with what kind of characters they play, so hopefully the moment they can jump into this round here, we'll be able to see exactly how we can make that analysis. Do you have anything info to shed on them, Lon?
Nope, they're about as unknown to you as to me, so it will be interesting to see how a player that might not have too much exposure against Yui fight against her, because like you said, yeah, definitely a very hot, high octane, very sporadic player, I would say. Definitely very willing to make decisions, whether or not those decisions are right are up to be made, but she can be very unexpected to play. And the team that she primarily runs, which is GA Dachi, definitely very much suits that playstyle of just forcing interactions between her and you, and usually in her favor just because of the general strength that Adachi teams have with like B-Zio, A-Zio, like lockdown, full screen, like just oppression, and plus with like meatballs, JC, it's just a team that will force you to make a decision, but it's not a decision you want to make. You want to go like block her, well, you're going to be eating some mix-ups. You want to go attack her, well, you could be eating this JC or AZO to the face. It can be very difficult to try to fight that team, but Yui, if I'm not mistaken, has been rolling with a couple new teams or just non-Chie Dachi teams here and there, but still I feel like the general playstyle of her applies, and even if it's with a different team, you still have to be careful of a lot of the stuff she brings to the table.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. And if we're talking about characters that you do not want to block, 9 is definitely one of them. Now that Pipe Fox has entered the room, they initially came in with a 9 Hilda, but they switched since to 9 Yang. That's not a team I'm too familiar with either, but I guess that is the beauty of it. Lots of teams that I don't really know too much about. But I do know how 9 can be oppressive at times if you don't lock her down as much as possible. And we were just talking about how Adachi can really give your life hell, and Chie backing him up, and vice versa, to give some of the strongest mix-ups you'll see, and the highest damage to boot. 9 can even do that solo. I'm not entirely sure what Yang actually adds to that. Maybe a high lockdown 6p, a faster 5p. Decent active swap potential too. Yeah, I think that's about it as far as I'm aware. And I can't really speak too much about it, and I don't want to make any assumptions. So I think I'll just leave it at that. If there's anything else I'm missing about it, then I'd be glad to hear as much.
Alright, well, that's cool and all, but unfortunately Yui is facing some BBTAG PC port problems, so we might be moving on to another set entirely, just so we can get everything moving.
All right. Since Yui seems to have some troubleshooting they need to figure out, I'll let that run off stream then. sorry to kind of nullify all the preamble and pre-match analysis from you guys. But yeah, it seems like only other match that I can run that isn't currently going is between you, Mito, and Ryazo.
Alright, sounds good. In that case, I will hop off the microphone now, and hopefully it'll all go well. Wish me luck.
Yes, good luck, my friend. And yeah, unfortunate PC port problems, but like, this port has been bad for like God knows how long, so I'm not really surprised, but yeah. It'll be Mito versus Ryazo. Definitely a matchup that I personally feel like I haven't seen before, because Mito, not like a super frequent participator of a lot of online tournaments, while Ryazo definitely shows up to quite a lot. Definitely a very strong player in his own right with the Makoto Yumi. Definitely a player with a lot of sauce and tech that you might not I don't know what the word is, like underestimate. No, you might underestimate on the surface just based off the team you play. Is like, oh yeah, this squirrel, what's she gonna do? But like Ryazo definitely has a lot of things that you have to be prepared for, and just a lot of unexpected things, and really brings out a lot of the potential strength that Makoto can have. But yeah, Mito on the other hand, locking in with their main squeeze, the Wise Hide. Definitely a man that loves his honesty, but like definitely very proficient with his team. Has a lot of, despite his love for mids, definitely, while he will be throwing a lot of mids at you with this team, he's still got a lot of strong pressure situations and potential mix-ups that he can hit you with. And just having two characters that have relatively strong neutral game, it's just a player that if you can't match his fundamentals, he will be able to snowball against you. So it'll be definitely an interesting matchup to see. Just gotta wait for Ryazo though, so we can actually see it play out.
Yeah, I just pinged them again, just to make them more aware of, yeah, they're currently on stream now, changing plans. So hopefully they do arrive soon.
Yeah. And I guess in the meantime, while we're having a little bit of this downtime, I'm gonna remind you all about the Matcherino. Make sure you guys go over to the Matcherino page and sign in and click that claim code button to donate a free 25 cents to tonight's pot. It's free, quick and easy, and more importantly, you're actually gonna get dessert. We promise you, smile. But yeah, make sure you guys go to that. We have already used 11 codes. Very good for the start of the tournament, but we can make sure that claim codes go down. But there's other ways to donate to the match arena, such as that yellow-orange contribute button, which will take you to the direct contribution page. Go over there and put in as much money as you would like. That is also much appreciated. You can do as Serene Smile has done, who's donated $4.75. Doesn't matter how much you donate, any money is much appreciated. But we also got those sponsor quests on the side in case you want some other free ways to donate money. Easy as following Diaphone or Rio151 over on Twitter. But let's say you want some merchandise with your direct contribution, that's cool as well. We got a lot of wonderful manga supplied to us by Kaiten Books, such as The Yakuza Guide to Babysitting, Loner Life in Another World, Got Your Girl Core. My dad is the queen of all VTubers. Welcome to the Outcast restaurant. Shed that skin, Ryosaki-san, and Uzumid. Our maid is way too annoying. Make sure you guys go check out the Match Arena page and contribute in any way which you can, but more importantly, use those damn codes. I'm watching you, and Sienna will not bake you apple pie if you don't use your codes. So you better go do it.
Okay, so Ryazo is here. We should be good to go whenever the players are ready.
Yep. Both of them locked in. Ryazo on the Makoto Yosuke, which is a team that I saw them play at the Big 8, I believe, last week. Definitely looking very strong with that team, despite it not being their main squeeze. I think I mentioned earlier, normally rolls with the Makoto Yumi, but as pretty proficient at Makoto, can generally make a any team that I feel like can enable Makoto decently well work. But yeah, Mito swapping out over to Narukami Hyde instead of the Weiss to fight the Makoto Yosuke. Don't know if it's necessarily a matchup thing or just maybe a character strength thing. Narukami, definitely one of the strongest characters in this game, can be very oppressive to have to fight for pretty much anyone. So going to be locking in with that. Interesting to see how this one fights or plays out.
I don't pull my punches. No promises you won't get caught up in the crossfire. Not a problem. Don't hold back on my account. Persona!
I really do like the team color coordination from Mito here. It's good hide colors for them. Good kind of like white and green going for Ryazo as well. But yeah, here we go. First match. Already starting off strong with the round start. Keeping pressure going, backing Ryazo into the corner.
Definitely. Okay, Amito locking himself in the sandwich and immediately getting mixed up.
Ooh, unfortunately, just barely dropping that combo with that active swap. Still keeping the corner pressure going. Still, able to get out of that with that push block. Ooh, trying to go for a take throw opportunity, but Ryazo aware of the situation.
Ooh, kind of surprised there was no DP there, but DP coming out from Ryazo's side. Oh, and going for the mix too.
I was expecting either a DP or maybe like a 2B from Narukami. Like, granted, the success rate of that anti-airing is a little concerning, but still, yeah, no option on that. Just an active switch. Still, both of them kind of feeling each other out, but catching the raw tag with the assist. Still, no follow-up on that combo. It seems like there's just a lot of small hits being done in this match.
Definitely very scrambly so far, but Ryazo waking up with violence. But in the early DHC, wondering if he can get a conversion off this potentially. It looked like he could, but it was a little bit misspaced, but already in a sandwich scenario, but bursts out at the wrong time. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Potentially a dead high to Makoto. I got a lot of things. Damage, certainly not one of them.
I don't know. This last hit usually does a lot of damage. Yeah, I was gonna say it's dead.
Okay, let's go.
So only left with the solo Narukami, Resonance level 4. Could potentially make a comeback, but it's definitely a mountain to climb. Doing the EXZO, keeping that pressure going. Oh, goes for the cross under and the throw, but no follow-up to finish that off. Pressure going. Oh yeah, moonsaults out of the corner, gets away, gets a punish as well off of that whiff 2B. That should. I was gonna say if he went into cross raid, that should have been dead, but choosing not to.
Definitely, potentially a flubbed opportunity, but I was gonna say, you know, Mito still not looking in a good position, but did seal off the first character. But yeah, really good air stall coming out from Ryazo to beat that 2A, and we'll be taking the first game.
Yeah, I'm unsure if that was a misinput with the 2A, or whether it was supposed to be like a 2B or something like that. But even so, yeah, it was definitely. Mito was definitely looking good in terms of the comeback potential, but still, that was Makoto with like more than, I want to say, half life roughly. So still would have been pretty rough to try and make that comeback afterwards.
Yeah, for sure, especially with the level 4 resonance in play too. It was Mito had to make a lot of outplay there, to say the least, to make that solo Narukami comeback happen.
Not a problem. Don't hold back on my account. Persona.
Also, I'm not going to lie, sometimes I have gotten mixed on the character that is currently out for Mito, just because they both have like the same sword, pretty much the same like outfit in general, not just the colors and all that. So it's throwing me off a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
Understandable. Like, this Hyde color, it looks like Hyde, and that goes without saying, but it really looks like Hyde.
Oh, Blue Beats, getting the overhead after that. Not getting the combo follow-up, though. And these air buttons have really been paying off for Ryazo currently.
Oh, yo, we got the sauce Narukami roots. Oh, drop the
Ooh, just
combo at
barely-
the end.
Yeah, just barely misses the JC, but still gets the hit afterwards and the confirm with the assist, going into super. Safe jump city. Good time to burst. Trying to bait out something from Mito in this situation and gets his patience rewarded with a DP punish. Interesting that the cross raid didn't actually hit. That was weird.
Definitely, but I mean, Mito kind of in a very bad positioning here, but like not too bad. It's going to be locking a good amount of damage here on this.
Just to say it's a little too late. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
Gets a follow-up combo afterwards too.
That might be dead. Can he cross
Yeah,
raid
cross
off
raid.
this?
Yep. Cross raid dead. Very good routing and awareness to get that 12k, not really giving Mito the chance to do resonance activation to potentially, like, you know, get some health back and also get some of that high chip damage as well.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a heartbreaking drop there, as Mito was looking in a potential position to make that solo high comeback happen, especially with level, I think, like 3 or 4 resonance. Definitely a character that can be very good in resonance just because of how much his chip damage is amplified, and it can really help lower down the life totals on the other side, but we didn't really get to see that here, and now you have Mito being put on the back foot.
Ooh, what an anti-air. Getting that rewarded with some good damage too. 6k gets the sandwich as well. I honestly, yeah, it was a little ambiguous there, even if there wasn't the active swap.
Yeah, going to be swapping over the high, just letting that Narukami heal a good amount in the back.
Or choosing, ooh, kills off the persona, causing it to be a massive whiff punish for Midori. There goes Narukami, going the wrong way.
I can hear Rugi and Awu in the background screaming in pain, and I'm right there with them.
Alright, doesn't get the ender with the moonsault combos. 2B, oh no, choosing to jump.
Oh, yeah, nice block, but still
Good
in the
defense.
mix.
Oh, still gets hit low. I don't think, oh, it is. I thought that would have been scaled a little bit more with those 2-2As, but apparently not.
Yeah. Ooh, very nice TRM there. It's gonna be going for, oh yeah, messes up the DP combo, but still looking good for Mito here, especially locking in the sandwich situation. Oh yeah, went for the cross up and goes with the mix up too, immediately cashing into the super. Just gonna be maintaining that corner.
Oh no, trying to mash out of that situation? Interesting. Whatever the case may be, that mash is going to seal their fate. Mito getting one on the board.
Yep. Looking a lot better compared to the second game. Finally was able to get a lot of their game plan going. Just a lot of kind of basic but still very effective like mix-up games there with the left-right situation, just trying to set up those sandwiches, just trying to make sure that Ryazu stays in the corner and just like, yeah, is forced to block something, forced to make a couple decisions, and was just then there got frame trapped a couple times, and when just all that residual damage being built up from the high chip 2 was able to seal out the game there for Mito.
I don't pull my punches. No promises you
On
won't get
to
caught
the
up in the
fourth
crossfire.
game.
Not a problem. Don't
Still,
hold back on my account.
2 games up for Ryazu, so Mito not out of the woods just quite yet, but still looking quite good after that last game. Let's see if we can ride this momentum here in this 4th game.
Yeah, it's wondering what Mito needs to do. I mean, more of what they did last game, but it seems like, oh yeah, doing a good job so far of stuffing out a lot of options that Ryazu is trying to go for. It seems like they're really keen on trying to mash out of the situation with some fast button that they might have, but not really paying off currently for Ryazu. Interesting combo routing, not quite dead. Oh, wow, trying to go for the JC to finish her off, but DP's out of that, gets her out, gets Yosuke back in, letting that Makoto get some life back, but, oh boy, that was risky.
Definitely allowing Ryazu to fire back here. Not gonna actually log into the corner, but does hit the sandwich scenario. Yeah, couldn't quite convert off that mix scenario, but does find a safe opportunity to get back in this Yosuke. Yeah, Ryazu definitely not in the life advantage right now. Especially has to be really careful about it. Calls in this Makoto, but may just lead to be a fortuitous situation here, as does find this happy birthday. Don't think that Narukami is dead quite yet, but going to be put on the brink of death, bringing back in this Yosuke too. Oh yeah, try to fight beat out of that scenario, but just got met with the moonsault in another sandwich scenario. Okay, yeah, both gonna be trading.
Another trade. Oh wow, that Makoto just barely hanging on by the thinnest of threads. All right, gets the forced sandwich situation. Oh, what? That traded?
I'm very confused, but like, you know.
Oh no! Whoa! What?
Someone should be dead. There should be a dead character.
There should like at least be 2 dead characters at this point.
What's going on here?
There's literally, yeah, okay. There's a dead character on the board now, but there was so many opportunities for somebody to have like just died, but just the sheer, I don't know what it was, but like the way that it was like just on the edge of the hitboxes was able to save the characters that got hit. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Mito didn't go harder there on that Makoto, but will be killing her off right now. Yeah, go to.
Calls out the EX run with the EXCO, tying it up 2-2. Oh my goodness. Like, a lot of ballsy decisions from both players. Razo continuing to call in the Makoto whenever she's super low on life, even whenever she was already getting hit beforehand, and Mito just trying to find some way somehow of like getting Razo like off of them and getting some form of advantage, and ultimately paying off. That's yeah, that was a nail biter for sure.
Definitely a nail biter and a chaotic part of that set there. But if I know anything about Mito and the general way he plays himself, he generally plays very conservatively and very calmly. Not one to usually make rash decisions there. And yeah, I think paid off in spades was just able to counter poke at just the right times and really punishing Ryazu for his more sporadic and more risky decisions called the Makoto, and Narukami being one of the best characters to kind of punish you for doing that, especially in those low health scenarios, and already, well, almost looking like a happy birthday, but does back off after that. But wow, just whiffing punishing there, the Makoto buttons. Yeah, just gonna be maintaining this pressure and Counter hits the 5C a lot, but allowing the Yosuke to get back in.
Oh, wow. And Mito just constantly making Ryazo be put in these 50-50 situations. Ryazo DPing out of that one. Oh, gets the active swap throw. But yeah, Mito is just definitely capitalizing on a lot of these potential 50-50s that he has to guess on. And just ultimately, yeah, getting the advantage. Ooh, no whiff punish on that 2B.
Oh, yeah, nice
Good tech on the throw. Oh, all right. Makoto getting hit. I don't know about that. Probably going to go for, oh no, not even cross rate, just going for the knockdown ender. Gets the overhead though. Ryazo, I was gonna say, needing to make a comeback of his life, but unfortunately just getting stuffed out on incoming. And that is going to be the set going to Midori. 3-2.
Yes, 3-2 and a very excellent reverse comeback there. Looking very strong here in that last game. Looking very scrambly for sure in a couple sets, but just able to keep it calm and keep it real, and just was able to get that excellent comeback in play. And it's just going to be moving on to the next round to fight the winner between Fight Fox and Yui.
Is correct. But yeah, hopefully Yui was able to get their technical difficulties resolved. I'm going to follow up with them on that. In the meantime, though, we will be having Razzo and Jeff Boyardee up next on stream.
Yep. Yeah, Jeff Boyardee's ever since the rollback patch has dropped, has basically entered I'm pretty sure every WNF possible and gets a relatively good placings at most of them. Just very, very proficient Celica player, usually locking in with the Celica Yumi as their main team, but I know they've been messing around with the Celica Hilda. Both strong teams in their own right, really knows how to make the Celica A Mercury shine, and just a very, Celica focused player for sure. Has a lot of interesting setups, especially a kind of a main point I noticed with their kind of playstyle with Celica. They're a very healing focused Celica. Will take a lot of opportunities that they can to regain Celica's life with either her 5B auto Kato Ember or the 214C healing move, and it's definitely interesting to see how they implement it. Definitely has a lot of setups there, especially with the teams they play. Has a lot of lockdown just to do it, and especially on hit where both his main two Celica teams of Yumi and Hilda have those setups, which can get him very safe healing. But going against Razzo, definitely one of the stronger players in the North American BBTAG scene. Moves and shifts around between a lot of teams. The team I would probably associate them most with is Hakumen Merkava, but I haven't seen that team played in God knows how long. But it's just like I said, a strong player and has a lot of teams that they can cycle between, and just is a very flexible person in general.
Flexible is definitely a way I would describe Razzo. Hello, by the way. I'm back. I didn't think I'd see this matchup today, I'm not gonna lie. I did look at the bracket. I did see exactly who was going to fight and where. But that just makes it all the sweeter to see such a unique matchup now. They are both playing Yumi. They are both playing strong characters on the front. But that doesn't really take too much away from anything, really. I am more just curious to see how the player matchups are going to interact. Like you said, Jeff Boyardee definitely a healing focused Celica. They are willing to drop any and all Oki in order to get that heal. They're that confident in their neutral, in which, hey, whatever works for you, man. And it seems to be working out for now, because they're currently sitting in winners round 2, right after taking a match against Orex, a well-known Yang player here. So I am going to love seeing them fight against this. I'm not surprised to see the Susanoo Yumi, but this is definitely not a team I would associate with Razzo, if that makes any sense. I like the push block there from Razo in order to get out of the pressure there. Almost got a block on that, wasn't able to confirm. Tried to mash out of Wake Up there, didn't get too much off of it. Nice DP out. That is a neutered Celica right from the get-go. There we go, gonna take that knockdown. Tried to backdash out. This is going really bad for Razo all of a sudden. And that is a dead Susanoo. Solo Yumi gonna have to make a comeback on an almost full health Celica. Wow, what an explosive entry to go on from Jeff Boyardee here. And not stopping anytime soon either. Gonna go with the orb loops here. Gonna go straight into an end, maybe a kill?
I think she's dead. That might be late. Nah, I believe in the power of Celica. Resonant Super, yeah, barely on the brink of life, but yeah, not stopping anytime soon. Yeah, that right there is the type of game state you want to have with Celica, which is, what the hell is going on? I don't know what's going on, but the Celica player definitely can take advantage of that. Celica being a character that just absolutely thrives in chaos, and Razo, I should say, not ready for much of any of it, and just Jeff Boyardee capitalizing it perfectly, and was just able to kind of get locked down and just being put in a lot of left, right, high-low, 50-50 scenarios. God, what's going on? And yeah, going to be actually swapping over to another team entirely, which is the Yang Carmine. Definitely a team I think they have more proficiency in and have been shown in the past to swap to kind of either counterpick or maybe just go into the set with it. It's one of the strongest and most oppressive teams out there, has a lot of great neutral, and probably the main aspect of the matchup is the corner looping unblockables, which is just frankly unfair. So we're probably going to be seeing a lot of that.
Okay, I really like the adjustment from... Okay, you know what? I'm just going to transition right into that. The 214B to catch the button there, that was actually hilarious. What's even more hilarious is the fact that it was working relatively well. Razo's actually doing pretty well right now. It wasn't an immediate... I don't want to call it a wash, and it definitely was not a wash. But the only thing we're watching right now is the health coming back into the Carmine as early as possible. Wow, that JC was so close to the ground. Alright, just gonna... Oh no! I think he thought he hit the point character as well, so he started healing with Celica. And that's gonna cost him a ton of damage. He just tried to heal back, and a bar for his troubles. And you know what? There's no troubles when you play Celica. We press JC go Bird. No more Bird though, because Celica is currently down for the count. Interesting active swap as well. A little of an awkward confirm, but that doesn't make it any worse. Mashing out on the pressure as well, but not gonna be good enough. Razo taking game 2 with a mash of his own. I feel like I didn't even get to say everything that happened in the moment there. There were so many small instances of little adaptations on both sides. It was really interesting and fun to see. I really love players that are able to do exactly that, and both of these are showing that in spades. Fantastic stuff to both so far, but I am curious to see how it's going to develop further. How are you feeling about this one so far, Lon?
Celica.
Celica.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how many times I can say it, but Celica is a chaos character. And we even saw there, like, even in situations where Jeff Boyardee looked like they were in disadvantage, just really abusing the power of that JC, which can be it's so good for multiple things. It's a good, like, movement tool, it's a good pressure tool, it's a good neutral tool. It does everything for her. And you're gonna be seeing it abused a lot here, even if it gets you hit. But like, yeah, see, like, looking like, you know, Razo had an opportunity to like kind of get something going there, but just JC out.
That's it. That's all you need. And, oh no,
no.
That is not gonna be good. And he waited for the side swap as well. Fantastic stuff there. But I'm gonna have to eat the unblockable. That was not set there, and might be a dead character. I really like that combo routing from Razo there. Not letting him go into the JC just so he can kill that Celica as soon as possible. He needed to make that happen just to make this comeback. I don't want to call it a comeback actually, because they are even on the clock right now. And that was a little too far of an... Oh wow, no, it wasn't too far of an extension. You know what? I'm talking too much. Razo knows his character better than I do.
Yeah. and going to be running out this Resonance almost completely. Not a lot of damage on that side, but does bait the DP afterwards, and that is a Resonance Yang. Should be quite a... Well, it doesn't matter. I was like, I'm surprised it's a crossfit, but I'm like, well, unblockable. Just simply go for the unblockable. Yeah, that I can't say anything about that there. Literally, Jeff Boyardee was dead pretty much as long as that unblockable setup was done, because that's completely inescapable unless you have like a Hakumen or a Katsuki Bliss Count Fairy.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
yeah,
sir. And there is also the option of Resonance or Burst, but Burst can get beaten out if they do it a little too late, and Resonance doesn't necessarily get you out of the situation and only delays the inevitable. So yeah, no, that setup is about as ironclad as you can get, and Razo showing us exactly why he switched to that team in particular. Yumi Susan, absolutely fantastic team, but that is not what Razo is known for. It is exactly known for these blonde-haired, mischievous teenagers. I think Yang's still a teenager, right? She's like
don't
19.
ask me. Don't ask me about Ruby lore, please.
You're right. But you know what? The only lore I need to know about is how Yang is getting beaten up almost as much as Weiss does in the main game. Unfortunately, gonna drop the combo. Ooh, gonna get the whip. Not gonna get the whip punish on that. Just pressing 5B through the mix-up. We take those. And unblockable. He tried to up back through the unblockable. That's gonna be more damage, actually. As far as I'm aware. He didn't go for it that time. But either way, it's a dead character. Unless you do that, and that's okay too. Because you just need another unblockable. That, I believe that was a semblance command grab as well. No,
Oh,
it was
hey,
not.
you wanna go? I thought it was gonna be another unblockable. I was just gonna roll my eyes and sigh, because like this isn't fair. This isn't fair.
Yeah, no. The moment he was forced to take the unblockable, he kind of just had to hold that.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's the set. I'm not gonna give any fanfare. I hate this. But no matter how I feel about the team, the result is still the same. Razo moving on to the next round 3 run over Jeff Boyardee's.
it really goes to show just how monumental that exact team can be. When you go from scramble scenarios left and right to immediately dominating the next match solely due to the amount of unblockables that you had to hold. Granted, there were a lot of other things that Razo did that was also relatively smart. He did notice that Jeff was flinching a lot on defense, so there were 1 or 2 scenarios where he just tapped his block and Jeff DP'd immediately, which gave him a lot of openings that he didn't otherwise get. But other than that, just strong Oki after strong Oki. And the good recognition in a lot of scenarios to mash out when he might not have needed to. Like that swap scenario where Celica did 214B. He was able to use Yang 5B to armor through and completely nullify the 30 frames of recovery on active swap. And take an advantage from that. And that completely skyrocketed that last game into a loser's quarters for Jeff. But he's not out of the count just yet, and that's always a good thing here. But someone that is not out of the count either is going to be these two that are coming up here on the next match, Catery24 versus Yusoro. And what a match we're going to have up here.
Yes, definitely a interesting one for sure. Caterade being, to put it lightly, on fire for like the entirety of like 2022. Is on their 8th Big 8 victory in a row with this Weiss Kurogane team, and has gotten a lot of excellent placings here at WNF. At the very least, I think has gotten either top 8, if not like just top 3 at like every WNF2, so a very strong player for sure. Going up against Yosuro, who is very much no such of an opponent in and of itself. Definitely also a player with a lot of strong tournament backings with them. Locked in currently with Adachi Narukami. Haven't actually seen this team played from Yosuro in a while. I know this to be Probably their main squeeze team, but has been playing around with a lot of other things like Ruby Yang, like Narukami Ruby, just a lot of other team comps. But today, going to be going with they know best, going up against Gatorade. Be interesting to see how this one plays out.
2000%, and you definitely have to bring out the best of the best in order to deal with Gatorade. I always try to avoid bias whenever I do talk about things like this, but there's really no getting around it. 8 tournament wins at Big 8, like you said, constant top 8s no matter where he places. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 scenarios where I hadn't. You really do just have to bring out your A game as soon as possible, and that's why Yusoro is most likely playing this team here and now. Okay, I like the back attempt, but it was a little too preemptive to do so. Wow, okay, I think he got crossed up on that 236. What a conversion as well. Making use of that drop 236 and just air dashing out of it. Oh wow, just jumping out of the safe jump there. And just gonna get hit in 2 scenarios there. That did not combo. Neither did that 2A, but that's okay. We're gonna mash right on that stagger pressure there. We don't take those in here. We're just gonna go straight into some Adachi Oki. And you just gotta hold that for now. The high block immediately killing the Adachi. Good recognition from Gatorade. Not really. Oh wow, what a block too! Didn't get the dash cancel, but that's okay. He doesn't need it. Just gonna link into super here. Even if it wasn't a perfect, it felt like it. That was a clean game. There were only really 1 scenario where he's messed something up and it did not go in his favor. Gatorade quickly taking that game 1. There have been a lot of quick matches, I'm sure you've noticed as well. Every single set we've played, or at least watched play, has been beyond explosive. I know we're playing a tag game, and that's what we usually have to deal with here, but even more so recently. Like this, I'm not used to this many matches going this way. I'm sure you might have seen more than that, so I might have to take your word for it.
I mean, it depends on the player matchup for sure. The player matchup I'm seeing right here, Gatorade, his explosiveness is kind of just natural to him, considering he's playing Kuragane, which can just, yeah, blow you up entirety. But Dachi Narukami, while it is an incredibly strong team, I feel like I've seen this roster before. While it can be a really strong team, it can also blow up pretty sizably, just because Adachi is forced to go for a lot of like Zio setups, who can break his persona a lot, and Narukami being also a persona-based character can blow up a lot too, just with persona break. So it's gonna be a fast matchup, just kind of like how we're seeing here, how Yusuro's characters are like already relatively low health, and there hasn't really been a lot of time here. But yeah, going to be, oh yeah, that is definitely a missed active swap, but still Yusuro maintaining the pressure. Nice, yeah, Air Divine Smasher there. Couldn't unfortunately finish him off, but will be finishing off the Adachi here with the Phantom Pain into the super, and yeah, that's a dead Adachi. And that's probably a dead Narukami too.
Yeah, wow. Okay. I didn't even get a chance to talk that game. Jesus. That was beyond fast. I feel like that's going to be the key word for this entire tournament. I'm gonna have to bring out the lexicon in order to start saying more ways of doing so. Something I think that Cade is doing really well here is using his knowledge of the matchup against Yusoro. And Yusoro does have that as well. As we saw earlier, he is not waiting for Weiss to try and make an opening in order to do something. Well, he can do that, but he is making his own by taking the stagger pressure that she's using against her. She tried to do a lot of 2A, 4A stuff, and he just did up back JB with an assist and got a full confirm off of it. Granted, it didn't lead him to anything much since he got bursted on his anti-air, unfortunately. But it was good recognition regardless, and I hope we're going to see more of that here in this Game 3. Yusoro are going to have to make something happen now with his kick switch to Ruby. Did not CC on that, did not want to take any pressure from it. Nice jump out from the command grab. DPing out of the CC active swap scenario there, did not want to deal with anything crazy. Oh wow, whiff punishing the buzzsaw as well. That is a rare scenario if I've ever seen it. And we're going to get straight into the Oki as well. Gonna have to hold that. And we're not holding anything in this time, never mind. DP up the neutral. 4P.
Not only did that 4P give him enough time to happy birthday that freaking Adachi, he got that happy birthday in the first place. Well, it's everyone's birthday, but unfortunately a little bit too misspaced there. But oh yeah, baited that DP, but unfortunately did not bait it. Oh my god, there's a lot of dropped opportunities here. Could have potentially sealed off that roof. What is going on?
Lots of spaghetti going on here. Okay, I like the spacing from Yusoro, but it didn't really do much when you have the confirm of Weiss JD 4P. That is one hell of a confirm, almost as much of a confirm as this from the jump in. This is most likely a dead character, gonna go straight into super. Yeah. What a 3-0. I feel like we just started. Like, we just started this match a few minutes ago, did we not?
Look, I have zero perception in the amount of time that was just passed. But Cater Gaming taking that freaking 3-0 over Yosero in a very convincing manner. Yeah, just showing off the strength that he's been showing off for about about almost like 4 months now, and still looking strong here with that Weiss Kurgani comp, and had basically just had Yosero's number in entirely. That swap to Ruby Adachi definitely gave him a little bit more leverage, but a couple of drops here and there that Caterade did capitalize on, just spiraled out of control and allowed him to retake that set. So yeah, going to be moving on to actually winners finals.
Winners finals. Yes, sir. I accidentally misinterpreted what you meant there. I thought we were going to watch winners finals, but that wouldn't have made sense. What we are going to do instead is admire just how Caterade did the impossible that game. The switch to Ruby did give him, like you said, a little more time to breathe, but it's really difficult to breathe when Buzzsaw, of all things, is getting whiff punished. He even got counter hit recovery as well. I don't know if maybe Yusoro just pressed something on the way down, but it really did look like he just got whiff punished, and it is immensely difficult to do that. I've tried to live it myself, and I've found the most consistent way to do it is to push block before the gun blast and then jump over in order to do so, and that is definitely not what happened there. He did it solely with his movement, and that is easily one of the most impressive things I've seen in a long time. Fantastic stuff to Caterade, and I am really looking forward to seeing who he plays next.
Yes, for sure.
Still waiting on the results between Yui and Pipefox. Yui was able to resolve the technical issues they were experiencing, so that match is playing out. After that, the winner of that match will be going on to fight you, Mito, and that will be on stream next, because that's the only match that I can put on.
Yeah, unfortunately, with that how things kind of played out, you was kind of bottlenecking that side of the bracket, but as soon as that's resolved, we should be able to get a clean sweep through winners finals and settle the winners side and get everything settled there. But
Absolutely, and considering all the matches thus far that we've watched being eternally, I'll just say it again, eternally fast. It was within a blink of an eye. Those first two games passed, and suddenly there was no analysis to have. Like, I looked away for a second to see if my door moved, and suddenly Ruby was dead. Just to give an example. So, waiting on that match between Yui and Pipefox, I have no doubt in my mind that it is just as explosive right now. Granted, they have been playing for a few minutes, so perhaps it's still going on as we speak. And I am curious to see the ending, which is actually about to happen. Speak of the devil, they are currently giving each other their respects, and I am currently awaiting the win. 3-2 for Yui, so Yui's gonna move on to fight me as soon as she's gonna be able to join the room, and Pipebox moving down to losers. So in preparation for that, I am going to quickly exit the call, and I will see you all once that match is over.
Okay. Good luck, my friend. Alright, yeah.
All right, so the previous match we saw Mito when there was a lot of scrambles, there was a lot of situations where it was just kind of like, people who should be dead aren't dead, and kind of like yeah, just like a lot of small hits and a lot of things that really didn't really lead to much. But from what I've seen of Yui's gameplay in the past, that won't be the case. It's when Yui gets a hit, especially if it's a good starter that leads, especially with cross combo active, you're going to be eating a lot of damage from that GA.
Yeah, to say the least. A lot of damage, or you're dead. Which is a lot of damage. It's one or the other. You're either alive or you're dead when it comes to the like Chie Dachi, like kind of Yui combos. So interesting to see how this one plays out. Always playing against any Chie team comp that can set up power charge easily is going to be a careful balance about the decisions you do. You don't want to be too aggressive with Chie because like one bad decision can be fatal. You also don't want to be too passive against Chie because well, never. Who cares about Chie? What's that character? Mitsu Narukami.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I got mixed apparently, so not quite what I expected from Yui, but here we go.
Yeah, definitely a team that Yui has brought out a couple times in the past. And just been working probably on a side team. Definitely a team with a slightly different dynamic. Definitely not more focused on like just trying to get that one hit or control like the neutrals through Agnias or like anything like that. Just more so playing in a very oppressive neutral game and an equally oppressive mix-up game, and just forcing your opponent to block a lot of like 50-50 scenarios, high-low.
Interesting option to go for there. Going to be put in this corner, and having to block this, and choosing not to block, but probably should have. Yeah, not looking too good. That's going to be a dead Narc. You know what? Never mind. Mistimes the super. Narukami having a second lease of life. Ooh, probably expecting an active swap in that situation.
Ooh, trying to match out of the situation, but you not getting the full conversion on it? Wow, yeah, just
what a read on that jump out!
Man.
And yeah, Mito trying to read some kind of push block, but yeah, not Yui just barely not biting. Good call out on the Coudoir. Going to be what?
Yeah, conversion off that.
Okay. No, that's a safe jump. Oh no, it's. I think they mistimed it.
Well, I don't know if they mistimed it or they weren't aware of the fact that Mr. Super is 7 freaking frames.
Oh, that might have been the difference maker there actually. But whatever the case may be, solo hide, res level 2, so not quite the chip damage from. Oh wow, good blocks in this sandwich situation. Gets out of that too. Ducks under the EXZO. Yeah, looking. Oh, I'm stunned at how Mito's navigating this, but yeah, so far mounting a comeback. Both characters of Yui's in the red. Mito has the potential to kill somebody. Oh, but unfortunately, oh yeah, falling out of that combo. Catches the assist, gets counter hit. You're in this corner, trying. I'm pretty sure that was a push block read right there. Oh my god!
Who is this man? Who is this man? My Mito doesn't mash his super. Who is this?
Oh my goodness.
Look, I think there might be some identity theft here because a lot of the things Mito was doing are not things that I necessarily expect him to do, but like nonetheless made a lot of excellent calls on the decisions that Yui wanted to make, especially their Just yeah, mashed at the right time while Yui's in the one-touch zone. Perfect kill off that Mitsuru, and you're like, hey, you think you have the 1 frame advantage here with the 4A because I got a 7 frame button, you got a 6 frame button. I'm gonna punch you with the super. And like, yeah, definitely not things I would expect from him, and maybe abusing that unexpected factor to just seal off that game. And like, yeah, just a lot of good decisions there with Mito. Just a good navigation with that hide, was just able to block a lot of the assists and not get hit by any Dwa setups, or just stay calm and patient while Yui was trying to bait something, and just mashed out at the right time. Yeah, led to the game victory there. I don't know if they're restarting their games to stabilize some potential issues there.
Yeah, it seems like there might have been some issues from coming from Yui, so that some things were probably a little bit scuffed. So just probably trying. So I suggested they both restart, see if that fixes things.
Yeah.
I mean, PC tag things.
Don't you love this port and how broken it is? Because I sure don't.
I'm not as familiar with the PC port as some people are, but from what I've seen in the past and from what I've heard, yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? Your silence speaks volumes.
I have nothing but a deep, but very disappointed sigh for this port. But yeah, big man for me in terms of the PC port quality, but certainly not a big man for Mito, as as I said, taking the first game, forcing a swap over to the Chie Dachi from Yui's side. Yeah, just probably looking to be a bit more oppressive in the 2v1 and 2v2 game, and I mean, any Adachi team in a pretty much against any character is gonna do you well, and probably just trying to abuse it and force Mito into more like mix-up scenarios that we really didn't get to see Yui do a lot of in the last match, which was mostly just a neutral focus and just trying to outplay there. With Chie Dachi comp, I'm sure it's going to be a lot more explosive.
I say calling around start assists against Yui of all people. I've seen the videos. I'm always like concerned. I always clench a little bit when I see that. It's just like, ooh, is that a good idea? But still good DP out of that pressure. Ooh, gets the hit. No burst available. Oh yeah, no, he's definitely 100% dead. Oh. Oh my god, that was 16.5k. Oh my goodness. Oh, ooh, could have potentially had a really good happy birthday going there. Surprise didn't go for the EX projectile influence move, but yeah, staying with this pressure, gets the counter hit JB, but no follow-up afterwards. Ooh. Alright, calls out the hit on the assist. Oh my god, rare footage of Adachi's anti-air actually working.
Yeah, definitely a rare sight, but what is not a rare sight is certainly this dead hide. Going to be cashing in with that 7.5k in order to kill off that hide. And yeah, Chie Adachi. You get hit in the wrong situation, you're freaking dead. Was able to lock in that 2v1 situation relatively early there with that 16.9k combo. And I mean, yeah, you at all costs you want to avoid that situation. And I mean, it's going to be really hard to. GA has a lot of potential for mix-ups that can lead to those scenarios, and if you're caught without a burst, it's bad news bears for you.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be caught without an option when you get hit from Yui especially, and it's just like, do I burst now, or do I save it for whenever I really need it? Yeah, and even then, even if you do burst, it's like, well, the next hit could possibly lead to that too. So,
God forbid your burst is baited.
Oh, let's not talk about those situations. But for right now, Mito again keeping the pressure going, looking very reminiscent of the last game. Similar sort of situation too. Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be a
No
knock in that
meter.
hide.
Yeah, no meter, but still, that's almost 12K right there. Yeah. Oh well, the burst was baited, and turns out Hyde is going down for the count for this round. Mito having to rely on Narukami, putting all of his faith into that Narukami 2B, able to get the hit, but unfortunately getting clipped by the Chie 2A, and going to be put in this corner situation. Has to make all the right guesses on defense. Unfortunately, did not anticipate the low. Has one more shot. Good tech on the throw. Has a mountain to climb here. Wow, catches the backdash with the JC. Unfortunately, does not catch that backdash with the throw. Astra. I'm wondering what he was trying to do, because that wasn't a counter hit. So it wasn't like a super was coming out, because he didn't have meter either. So I think he just got caught not blocking.
Yeah, definitely weird there. I feel like just based judging off how weird getting hit there was after the super fast, there might have been a rollback. I don't have any other explanations outside of he just didn't block it. So I don't know. Could be a rollback, could have just been getting caught off guard. Whatever the case may be, Yui will be taking that third round.
Yeah, it's just come to my attention there was some spectator delay from the stream, but okay. Well, I mean, we were still able to see what was going on, so we were still able to tell you as accurately as we could what happened. So hopefully you didn't miss out on too much. But yes, Yui is up 2-1. Set point for them to move on to fight. I believe it's Razzo. Yeah. So yeah, winner of this fight's Razzo. So Mito having to put in some work and baits the burst. All right, looking a little bit different from what we've seen in the past few games from Mito. But again, just DP's out of the situation. Going to be getting hit. Oh dear lord, this is not looking good. Okay, could have been potentially worse. Interesting choice to JC. That had to have been a misinput.
Probably an EXEO. I can't imagine anything else.
But yeah, even then, it still probably would have been stuffed out, I feel.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
Because yeah, meteors were already coming out in that situation. Whatever the case may be, 2B's out of the pressure. Oh wow, Chie Antier doing something I've seen a lot from. But oh yeah, good choice to stuff out that Persona, not having to hold whatever BZO Dynamix was going to be coming. Still a rough situation to be in. Ooh, catches with. Oh boy, this could lead to dead potentially.
High damage can be pretty low, but just enough to kill off that Chie. Yeah, Mito giving another potential shot here. Gotta make this comeback happen here. Gets the solo Adachi, already starting off really strong
Doesn't have
here.
meter, but has to be careful in case they get hit, because I was going to say there is Astral on deck, but unfortunately Yui not able to make any use of that resonance time, just getting hit on wake up both times really. And yeah, going to be tying up the set 2-2.
Definitely. I don't know exactly how that played, or the way to describe how it play out there, just with kind of Mito having no fear about the potential for counter hit DPs, was just completely willing to go in with just standard meaties. And yeah, Yui, like we said earlier, can be very sporadic, especially on defense. Is not afraid to mash on wake up even on your safe jumps, just to maybe potentially catching you lacking there. But Mito was just like, probably sensing Yui's like kind of unwillingness to block, and was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna hit you with beauties, and it worked out in spades because I'm pretty sure that's how he killed off both characters. Just like, yeah, I'm just gonna hit you.
I mean, that was also good on Mito for making the most of that resonance combo on Chie. You know, doing just the right route to be able to kill her off and, you know, be put in this 2v2 situation. Good JC cross-up. Baits out the burst, but unfortunately not able to punish it. Gets a DP'd for his troubles. That was such a good block in that situation. I would have gotten hit.
Oh.
No. Yeah, that is going to be a counter hit too. That is going to lead to a conversion. Why does he have that? He doesn't need that.
You see, I think if it was Resonance version, I'd be more okay with it, but it's just normal version. I don't want either, to be fair. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, I don't think that was what you wanted, but unfortunately for him, oh wow. It was both fortunate and unfortunate in a lot of those situations. Oh, that is not great. Actually, no, can she? Oh, she can.
Yeah, that was not quite a punish.
Yeah, but still being put in a situation. Good DP out of that potential Acne Astra. But still, I mean, very similar situation to what we saw before. 2v1. Oh, wow, good. Honestly, that was very good for, like, you know, decision making to not hold that B2C Otine mix. But still, has to be careful. This is, like, we've seen it before, a potential one-touch situation, but able to get the hit, but unfortunately not quite in time to hit the persona and get. I am so confused here.
To be perfectly honest with you, like, this is like some.
Oh no,
oh, no.
not the DP that you wanted to make. Unfortunate. Oh, probably was, I don't know, maybe trying to read some kind of active swap a little bit too early, but whatever the case may be, you were able to capitalize and get the kill, taking the set 3-2.
Yeah, that was some that was some interesting decision making, but in hindsight, I kind of really like the idea of going for those like full screen DPs because he was just trying to choose the safest option. He recognizing that Yui from that range was just going for a lot of Azios, and getting Azio punished while you're at that relatively high amount of health is not as bad as being forced to eat a like full screen Chie mix. So I was just trying to knock out Chie. If there was an active swap, would have hit the Chie. If there was not an active swap, at least hits the Chie to get some shift damage, and Yui not gonna be getting a lot of damage if she was just spamming those Azio. So I like that, but just at the end it was just like a little bit unfortunate there that the high DP didn't hit that 6p. So yeah. But nonetheless, a lot of good navigation there from Mito's side. Was just able to air stall perfectly over a lot of BZO setups and just prevent Yui from getting super comfortable with getting a lot of BZO scenarios set up. But the one that they did really get set up was lethal, and yeah, unfortunate for Mito, but still good stuff for him getting that close to there in that matchup.
Absolutely. And with that, up next we will be having Yui just going through the gauntlet right now. Yui versus Razzo on stream.
Yep.
I am back, and that match, I think we've seen a lot of. To put it lightly, we've definitely seen that match quite a few times. Whether it was here in WNF, in CEO even, a combo breaker most likely, when it's going to happen, that's going to happen in April. But the point is, we've seen them plenty of times, and this time is no different. With every time both of these players come into the ring, there's always something new on the table. Even if they are playing the exact same teams, it does not make a difference. They are making the most of both our entertainment, whether that's inadvertently or not, and their teams to make sure that every single mix-up deals as much damage as possible, especially on Yui's side. While Carmine does do a lot of damage, I can't exactly say that this team doesn't do more. It's about as explosive as you get, and it's gonna make it even more speedy than the last few before. I'm gonna sound like a broken record by the time this tournament's over, but you're gonna have to fault me for that one because it's just that fast. It is blisteringly, overwhelmingly fast, and I'm sure you agree with that statement, Lon.
I mean, like I said, the explosiveness of the matches usually depends on the player matchup or just the character matchup in general. But if Yui and Razo pick the teams that I suspect that they might be picking, explosions will happen. Someone will die. Whether or not it's Yui or Razo will remain to be seen. But yeah, both players definitely have just that type of kind of teams that they can lock in. But we've seen from Yui definitely have that willingness to swap over to another team with the Mitsuru Narukami, which will bring out probably an entirely different dynamic. But in terms of Yang Carmine, which I expect Razo to bring out, that can also be a team that will be locking in a good amount of damage, but more importantly, will be very oppressive to have to deal with on the defensive side of things. While it might not necessarily explode you in 1 or 2 hits, it will explode you in just a couple Oki scenarios that you can't get out of.
Yes, sir. And just like we can't get out of those Oki scenarios, I cannot escape from crossing fate. I am unfortunately going to have to leave once again to go play matching losers against Masu. I already asked you to wish me luck earlier, so I won't make you do that again. But I will see you as soon as possible.
Yes, good luck. Good luck.
Best of luck to you, Mito.
All right. Well, we are waiting on Razo, so I think it is a good time.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, never mind. Well, we'll do the Matcherino show. You know what? I'm gonna do a brief one. How many codes we got left? We got 35 codes. Do the Matcherino codes. Do it quickly. Do it in like the span of 30 seconds, or else you're not getting Sienna's nice apple pie. No desserts for you, and I will be angry. So, yeah, we'll do it later. We'll do the full show later, but remember, no dessert. No dessert unless you do the Matcherino. Let's get to it.
I pinged them both, telling them they are good to start. Hopefully they read that.
Yes. Well, I wasn't expecting a Susanoo Yumi mirror, but the if they do this, my analysis of the fact that someone will die, it's true. Yeah, someone will freaking die, and I'm half expecting them both to do 2-1-4B round start because like they.
Oh please, I am waiting for that. I really hope they do the exact same thing round start, and just everyone just gets hit, just decked in the face.
Yes. I have no smart analysis of it. This is just two gorillas going at it.
Right, and looks like one person has defaults, and the other one does not.
All right, baby. Let's see some
I'm waiting
chaos.
for it. Please. I want to see chaos. Oh no! Oh, one of them decided to back off. Hate to see it.
All right.
But there is definitely chaos. There is a lot of buttons being pressed, a lot of neutral, quote unquote, as we're seeing right now. Oh, goodness gracious, that was a JB hit.
Definitely. Okay, I'm gonna be catching out into the super. It's gonna be getting that nice 9K there on Razo's Susanoo. Ooh.
Oh my god, able to convert after that. Yeah, unfortunately, spending the 2-bar there to no avail, really. But still, Yui having the advantage, but currently losing this mirror as they are constantly getting hit with lows in the corner. Keep on getting hit with lows in this corner, and gets their burst punished. Eats a nice 6K, and whoa, that was a weird situation, but Grand Vipers in neutral.
Goodbye,
some
Yumi.
lessons from me, but unfortunately, yeah, Yumi is eating what I used to some BBCF players refer to as the good old Fatal Fatal. And yeah, Yui gonna be taking the first round here.
Yeah, I don't really have anything smart to say about that. That was just like, that was carnage. Honestly, God, as soon as I saw that counter hit, it was like there was cross combo on deck. I was goodbye, Yumi.
Yeah, that was oh boy. God, any time I just see that gut punch just connect, especially on counter hit, and especially on fatal counter hit in CF, it's always just like you kind of wince because of the hit stop and just how impactful that hit can be.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. You don't want to be on the receiving ends of Susanoo's loving arms because they hurt. They hurt a lot. I
And
mean,
still continuing with this mirror match, by the way. All right, one of them choosing to jump over to no avail, still getting hit by the legendary anti-air that we know is 5A.
yes. Why does she have that? There's a lot of things I'll be asking.
She needs it, right? She needs it. Gets punished for that sort of stagger pressure.
Man, none of y'all want to block, huh?
Would you?
I mean, part of me, because like you're gonna be eating a lot of damage if you're wrong for mashing. But like,
yeah, but
I mean,
if you also guess wrong on blocking too, you're going to be eating a lot of damage. That could have been a dead Susanoo,
Well,
but you know what? This is going to be not quite dead, but.
Are you sure about that? Are you
Who am I
sure
kidding?
about that?
Considering that starter, no, that's 100% dead.
Is it? I'm second guessing myself, bro.
Oh
like,
wait, no, it's not.
Barely
It's
not.
barely living. But choosing again to not block, a common thing that we have been seeing this entire match. Nobody wanting to block except for right there. That's the only time I've seen someone block.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things have whiffed.
They still continue not to block.
Just choosing the raw tag instead to dodge. Impressive. Yeah, getting hit overhead. Oh, blocking.
World's first.
Oh. Avoiding. Still blocking. Oh. Still choosing to block. Impressive. Very impressive. Oh, but choosing not to block there, that's going to be a Susanoo going down. And once again, that was a counter hit. That was a match.
Honestly, quite incredible.
And now it is 1-1. Yeah, it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Even though this is God, I hate watching this mirror. This is such a stupid mirror, but oh my god.
It's like they're both playing the same team. They know the fact that if their DP is blocked, you will freaking die. But they continue to choose not to block. And I gotta say, you know what? Respectable. That's all I gotta say. It's just like two monkeys.
Like the best part of it is, it's like, you know, they're choosing so many options to not block. We're seeing DP, we're seeing super, we're seeing jumps, but we're also seeing raw tags to avoid moves, as we saw earlier in that game. There's like, you know, there's a very brief point where, you know, your character is like, you know, not able to be hit from a raw tag. But I mean, it's just hilarious to me just seeing neither of them choose to block, except for right there, but you know, there's a throw anyways. So just counter hit. Just counter hit. It's just gonna keep happening. I don't know what I can give. I don't know what kind of commentary I can give besides people getting hit and not being able to block. Burst out, yep. Going to get hit afterwards. Just God.
Look, Yu's got our match on Wake Up here too. Oh wow, I'm surprised she blocked.
Still got hit overhead, so I mean, did it really matter?
No, it didn't, because that overhead is going to lead into Yui's Susanoo going down left here with the solo Yumi. No meter on Razo's side, but I mean, we no blocking. We refuse to block.
Oh my god, that was a counter hit.
Exactly.
That was another counter hit. Another counter hit.
Razo's just oh my god.
I can't believe it worked 3 times in a row. Oh my god, this is so dumb.
Get her out of here. Get her out! Look, I didn't even get to have the time to say the full like cross up same side and over there the safe on block.
But yeah, because it happened 3 times. You would have had to say it 3 times fast, and we all know that summons some kind of demon. I don't know.
That must summon BBTAG 7.7 or something, the cursed update. I don't.
Get ready.
Look, all I can say is blocking's for chumps.
Blocking's for chumps.
Except when it works, which we saw at the end there. But overall blocking's for chumps. Why would you block? This is a fighting game.
Yeah, it's not a blocking game.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
but yeah, Razo up 2-1 in this ridiculous set that we're seeing here. Still choosing to go with the mirror. I honestly, if Yui wins, I think what?
we are. Here's the hilarious thing about these rounds. Yui has literally done the exact same thing over and over.
And it's worked every time.
You gotta learn eventually, my dude! Oh, goodbye!
Blocking is for chumps. We don't block here.
Yeah, and Yumi's definitely a chump. She's dead!
Yeah, exactly. So
no blocking!
See,
Yeah.
wake up, grab, which I'm very certain was supposed to be a super there. But whatever the case may be, yeah, still, you know, still getting hit. This is dead. No, this game's dead. Now.
Yeah, not enough meter. Well, it's close.
Oh no, not gonna be able to gain a meter for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not dead.
That's not dead.
All right.
Resonance is out. Yeah, going to get hit. Oh my god.
He got
Oh.
5 check.
Oh, it's just like the stop sign just put up. It's like nope. Gonna make you stop right there, Chief. That's not allowed here. Get out. Just leave my sight. Oh my god, I can't believe what I saw.
High key, I was expecting freaking run up super from Raso. Maybe that was the intention. Who knows? Maybe he just wasn't expecting the vibe check from that far away. that was both the most anticlimactic way that set could have ended, and like literally the most perfect way that set could have ended. I saw 14 other avenues in life, but yet the best one was chosen. Just the wake up for a vibe check, allowing Razo to move on to fight Gatorade in winners finals in what was definitely a Blaze Blue cross tag battle set. That's for sure.
That was indeed a BB tag set. Was it a good one? Was it a bad one? I don't know, but I laughed a lot at it. So let that tell you something.
It sounds like I missed quite the set.
You missed some degeneracy, let me tell you. I hate what I saw, but at the same time I loved what I saw.
That crap.
That sounds about right, yeah. Oh well, I'm glad I made it in time to catch... What are we playing next?
That is a good question. I am just now catching up on some matches that were reported, so I will get back to you in just a moment on that.
No problem.
In the meantime, though, Lon, Mito,
Yeah.
there is something that needs to be done.
There is absolutely something that needs to be done. Mr. Midori, do you know what needs to be done?
I absolutely know what needs to be done, and I am going to inform the entire chat, all 34 of you right now, that we do have a fantastic match arena right there in the link. If you can go ahead and hit up that Twitch, type in uppercase, Matcherino, and then you're going to go in there, and currently, we still have 32 of 50 codes remaining, so, and you know how Lon gets when you don't claim your codes. So I recommend all of you do so before he does hunt you down in your sleep. We currently only have a $9.25 prize pool, so hopefully we can raise that as high as possible. Obviously no obligation to donate anything, but we do always have that 25%, as well as a bunch of other things you could do. You could download the Text Now app to add a $2 whole as well. You could follow people like D44Base and Diaphone as well. Or you could subscribe to the same guy on YouTube and add just that tiny bit more. And if you really wanted some bang for your buck, we always have a marketplace alongside that with a bunch of manga to your heart's extent. The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, Loner Life in Another World, you name it. Thanks again to Kite and Books for sponsoring us tonight, and hopefully they'll be able to give you the manga of your dreams here tonight, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning in so far. Thank you for donating as much as you could, and I really do appreciate everyone here. So hopefully you'll be able to hit up that Matcherino before Lon gives you the evil eyes.
Well, it's a little bit too late for that. It's been an hour. If you guys have just gotten in, fair enough. But if you haven't done it already, like after the Matcherino show, I am looking, and there will be no apple pie.
That's certainly one way to look at it.
It's quick, easy. It takes you like maybe 20 seconds of your life. I see no reason not to do it.
Yeah, no, 2000% there. I know I did mine. I'm pretty sure you did yours, Lon. Otherwise, it would be a little embarrassing, don't you think?
Look, I'll make sure to do the Matcherino at some point. Whether or not it's at the first Matcherino shill or before the Matcherino shill. It's quick, easy, simple. You can do it at like pretty much as soon as the page goes up. I'm pretty sure yeah.
It is indeed a choice. Just like it is a choice. Honestly, I'm usually pretty good about that, but I do not know where I wanted to go with that statement. So I am going to comment on the fact that we are still unfortunately waiting. I'm going to quickly check the chat to see if we're playing.
We have Masive versus Jeff Boyardees. They already started. The score right now is 1-0, but they're going to be coming on stream.
Alright, no problem. That definitely speeds things up for us.
Oh yeah, score is 1-0 for Masive.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
We did not see much of Masive throughout the tourney earlier, unfortunately getting knocked to losers as soon as far as I'm aware, round 1. Yeah, by Yusoro. So they're having to fight their way through losers, beating for Fortiso and myself as well, and now they are currently going to have to fight Jeff Boyardee. Now, this is actually something that I think I have a good idea of how both these players want to approach this matchup. From what I've played from Masive, he is pretty reserved in terms of how he likes to play. He likes to wait for you to make a mistake and learn how you like to move around block in order to deal with that. He's fast at picking up on those things too, since both those characters don't exactly have the best mix, so he does have to do what he can with that. Ori does have the instant overhead, but she can't convert off of that without any sort of assist meter, which does cost resources. Or if you're a Resonance. But those are both scenarios that aren't as easy to create as opposed to just simply doing it. So, in exchange, we are going to see just how Jeff Boyardee is going to have to deal with that patient neutral that Masive is going to have to show us here. Weird colors alike here in this losers match, right here, right now. Already 1-0 for Masive. Let's see how this plays out.
Oh, already starting off good. Starting off with that with punish 2B. It's going to be locking in the corner. Trying to bait a throw there. Did you steal the corner?
I don't think it mattered. Jeff pressed the button.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just like, damn. Well, going to be getting a cross up too, and able to bait the burst there with the EX dive. Oh, unfortunately not able to finish that plate, but still maintaining all that pressure. Just going to be putting Jeff Boyardee in still in an uncomfortable position. Unfortunately, that super whiffing on Aurier's side, but able to nullify the CC. Yeah, not able to actually whip punish that 2-360 and gets caught with the 5B. This is Jeff Warrior's turn to get something started.
Yes, sir, and unfortunately does not let that happen right here, and gets the Celica killed in the process, tried to make something happen, did not know which side to block there. I don't blame him, I didn't either. I didn't block that. You probably didn't block that either. Nobody here in this chat blocked that. So,
Can you define what the word block means? After the last set, I'm actually not sure if that's a word in the English dictionary.
yeah, you know what? You're right. That little blue thing that shows up on your character when you're not moving, that doesn't exist. It is not a thing. You can tell it's fake because nobody does it. It's a myth. It's it's out of this world. Blocking is for the small brain. And you know what? None of the players that are here tonight are anything like that. As as much as I don't want to say that, we're gonna go straight into this next match here. I really do like the play from Massive here, working around the big 5A. Ooh, nice check on the knowledge check there, knowing that there's a big gap between the last hit, second and last hit of the 5BBB auto combo. Just gonna jump cancel out here. Blocking all of that and get the punish to boot. Almost got the reset there, and unfortunately got DP'd, most likely trying to do an active swap mix. Did not get a confirm on that, most likely just wanted to heal, gonna go for a super, and get out of its range! Oh my god, how unfortunate. And he doesn't even need to use assist to extend because Jeff Boyardee has those on lock. This character, what a reversal. This, compared to the last game, this is looking a lot more unfortunate for Massive here. Oh, just does 2-1-4C out of hit stun. You know what? Understandable, this move is big. Almost as big as that DP. I don't think he throw tech. Wow, okay. That wasn't a punish. He just got hit, I think. Yo, the solo Mai?
Oh!
Oh my god.
I don't think the flip was the right decision there, but fortunately for Massive, went for in the early DHC and able to punish the landing there on the Celica kick. Yeah, this solo Mai comeback is gone.
It's gone.
Mash the 5A. Simply choose to press the 6th frame anti-air button. That's -1 on block. Understandable. Have a nice day. Oh, and heavily disjointed too.
With no recovery. Okay, but that's not even the most crazy thing that just happened there. After he blocked the JC, Massive I mean, he air blocked it, so Celica went directly under Mai, and that crossed him up. Because JC usually isn't punishable. It is -4, I think? Or I might be thinking of 2-1-4A after, because you can special cancel out regardless of if you're enhanced or not. But
yeah, JC if you don't cancel is punishable actually.
Okay, so it is a little more punishable than I initially anticipated, but that's... I don't think even if he did know to punish that, then it was still really difficult to do so. Not as difficult of getting that burst though. Nice tech on reaction there. Just pressing JC after the throw tech scenario. Really good job avoiding the JCs here as well. Macy unfortunately getting hit. Wow, just pressing the DP there. Alright. Poking out the 5P as well. Really not letting Celica get started, and that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing against that. And Mai is doing a fantastic job of it. I like the switch there. Not really too much mix, unfortunately. Okay, gonna block out. And ooh, okay, anti-air. Doesn't get too much off of it, gets a nice heal for his troubles. Lots of neutral being played here. Oh look, Lon. J2 and 4B.
That was an active swap, I don't count it.
Look. I had something with that, but we're not going to take those. We are going to take that reset though. I actually don't know if that was worth because it was still not that much damage.
Well, I
Okay,
think if Massive cashed out into full resource combo, that might have killed, but I mean, I think burst was in play too much. Oh yeah, going for that cheeky reset. Not going to be getting a lot off it, but will be baiting that super. I'm really hoping there wasn't a clash there. Mai should be able to come back in time to seal off that Yumi, and yeah, Jeff Boyardee's left here with a relatively low solo Celica. Yeah, just going in with the Stella car, but unfortunately dive straight into it, and yeah, Massive winning the set 3-1 over Jeff Boyardee's.
Out of all the players I've seen play against Jeff play today, which was only one, granted, but he played around how Jeff wanted to go about the neutral the best. Maybe it was just a matchup thing, but Mai really does excel in the air here, and not being able to be subjected to that JC really did make a big difference here. And that, as a result, not letting Jeff Boyardee get started, not letting him do the explosive mix-ups that he was known for, and as we saw, if he did get started, it was a lot more difficult for Massive. But otherwise, he maneuvered around that fantastically, and I think that was a really nice showing from Massive, and that is exactly why he's moving on from losers and straight into the next round.
Yep, we'll have to be fighting Yosuro to see who moves on to the semifinals, getting that guaranteed 4th place positioning. Yeah, and the set between Serene Smile and Critical Existence Failure resulting in a W for Serene Smile, and yeah, that is the losers quarterfinals completely settled. I'm guessing we're going to be moving on to one of those matches.
Yes, it will be Massive versus Yosuro.
Alright. Massive not out of the frying pan just yet. We'll be having to fight Yosuro 7. Lock it in with the Adachi Ruby, which is the team we saw them play last time. Don't know if they've been sticking with this for the rest of the tournament or not, but still, nonetheless, a very strong team. But yeah, let's see how this one plays out here.
Yes, sir. And as we just saw with Massive right there, already off of the heels of a great win off Jeff Boyardee, I would fantastically love to see how he plays around Yusoro here. It wasn't the best showing earlier against Caterade, and he is out for a vengeance right now. Both of these players are competing to get into, I believe it was Losers Finals, if I am not mistaken. I am going to quickly check that.
That is Losers Semis.
Losers Semis, okay. I was close enough. But just as close is hitting that 236p. Yes, that is an input. And we're going to get a full conversion off of it here. Not getting too much off of that one, unfortunately. Nice up back. Almost as nice as this conversion from Massive here. Going to carry him directly to the corner. Going to get the DPAS mix right here. And DP of his own on Yusoro's part. Going to cross him up straight into the super. Did not build the bar, but didn't need it at all. Going to kill the Mai here. Arguably the problem character that the last couple people have had to face here. Yusoro looking strong in this next match, knocking him right down into the corner. And we're going to take this mix here. Alright.
Just all this lockdown pressure you have to deal with, but a lot of excellent defense on Massive's side. Oh, trying to go for their cheeky reset there. Unfortunately, not working out and getting hit with the 6P. Potentially lost a good amount of momentum here. And getting frame trapped. This should be a dead or a, as long as there's not a drop combo. Yeah, just going in with the auto combo. And there doesn't even need the cross raid. And Yosuro taking first game.
Yes, sir. And like I said, I don't think Yusuro was very happy with how he was portrayed in that first set. So he's going to make sure he looks as great as possible here. We've seen both of these players on the stream already. We've seen just how great they can be. And Yusoro's going to make sure that he knows exactly where his spotlight is right here against Massive. Massive already had his match against Jeff. Is he going to keep the spotlight? Find out right here, right now on Dragon Ball Z.
A cooperative mission? Justice will be swift!
Justice will be
And
painful.
unfortunately for right here, we are going to not see any sort of switch from either character. I do not think Massive does play Yumi. I think... No, that was Tomoe. Okay.
They both play Yumi. Well, I mean, Tomoe Former Day right now doesn't have to play Yumi anymore, but they both have a Yumi.
Unfortunately getting crossed under there. Tried to jump a little too early for that. Alright, just gonna get caught on the 2C there. Pressing JB preemptively. Nice 2B, gonna get the pickup here. That's a dead Mai way earlier than before. This is looking like a repeat of last time. Almost a mash. Wow, what a call out! Wow, fantastic stuff from Yusoro there. He did not let Mason play this game. That was easily the fastest I've seen both characters die. What an option too. To do jump back JB plus 4P, that'd be pretty much everything unless he got meaty there by a button. But as we know, a lot of uni buttons do not match their hitbox to hurtbox. So whatever button that Masive pressed there, it was not able to stop Yusoro from doing his game plan, and that unfortunately caused Masive to lose that next round. It is currently 2-0 on the board for Yusoro, looking extremely strong here in this set.
Yeah, for sure. Just the sheer oppressiveness of Adachi. Ruby is really coming into play, and without a lot of BZO setups, it's just been so much outplay with the neutral, just with the Adachi assist game. It's just been really hard for Mesa to find that one opportunity. He's been taking a lot of residual damage, but starting off strong here with the 5B and able to bait quotation marks the burst. And yeah, going to be getting a good amount of damage here on this Ruby.
Interesting Oki as well. I don't think I've ever seen a my player do that. Oh wow, the counter hit there. Just gonna get it straight into a confirm. Granted, not too much damage, but we don't need damage here when we are gonna cash straight out into super. No, there is no super on the board, but we are gonna be inadvertently baiting burst because Hurtbox is there. Nice recognition of spacing there as well. Mesa really using his buttons to his fullest extent. Almost getting a punish on that AZO, but unfortunately Persona displacement. Nice recognition to use the 2-1-4B Suzerain into a direct punish. And you know what? Suzerain's left and right, that Mai sweeped that game. Wow, what a showing and reversal from Masive here. Taking that game 3, not letting him out in the count just yet.
Yeah, definitely firing back with a very swift game of his own. Like, didn't get to play the last game. It was like, ayo, it's my turn on the Xbox.
Yeah, that's... If you had to put it in any way, and that's probably the simplest way you could have put it. Yeah, yeah, it's her turn on the his turn, excuse me, on the Xbox now. I'm still seeing 2 girls on the screen, but let's see who can fight for the reign of the controller right here in this game for it. Both gonna play a little defensively here. Oh, getting a punish? Question mark? On the 2-1-4 AA. Gonna run up and do the stare down. What a 4A as well! Gonna catch him on that air dash, not letting him get away with that, and confirming into the higher damage route as well. Still not breaking 6K, almost getting the air dash route there as well. Nice burst on Mesa's part. Jumping out of the 5C, whether it was intentional or not, I am not entirely sure. Nice weight on both sides, but Yusoro's getting a full confirm for that. And we are going to be carried all the way to the corner. There we go. Ooh, nice air stall on Mesa's part to not deal with the 236B. Punish on the 5C, but no confirm to speak of. And even on the blue beat combo, still not a dead character. Lots of 236s right there. Nice call out on the assist. I'm just gonna knock them both down right here. Really needs to get that Mai out ASAP. And Yusoro's probably not gonna let that happen, but no. Oh wow, just what did you call that? The East Coast tribulation?
That's the East Coast allegation right there.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
but unfortunately the EX dive getting whiffed punished there. But equally also getting whiff punished is that Adachi 2A. Yeah, just go straight in super, keep it all burst safe. He's got to be very careful about what he does in this Oki. Yeah, just Yosiro playing very cool, very cool game.
I'm honestly shocked that was not a counter hit, and that cost Mesa the game. He thought he could have gotten a confirm off that with 214C. Maybe even J214C since he was in the air. But that really did cost him the game there. There were a lot of tiny things that I could mention that really did go wrong there. I think a lot of what it could boil down to is how Masive did a lot of, like I said, maneuvering around block. And it didn't really make too much a difference this time because Yusoro wasn't really flinching as much. And he called out a lot of the movement options there, as shown by the whiff punish on J214C. That was really good recognition on his part to air block the first hit, so that the second hit would whiff and he's able to punish it. There were a lot of little things like that that I think Yusuro capitalized off of, and it made for one hell of a showing right back from Loser's side. Moving on to Loser's semis, and gonna make a name for himself here against Rainy, here in our top 4.
And that will be the next match on stream.
Perfect, perfect. Honestly, it's good to see Rainy again. I know we just recently got the patch that fixed a lot of bugs regarding desyncs. I think Adachi was one of them alongside Rachel, but mostly Rachel. So it is really good to see Rainy back with their team of choice. They definitely were not comfortable playing Team 40k. We could see that just from how they were playing. But to see them back on the main squeeze really is a sight to behold, and we're going to be witnessing that right here in this winner-loser semis. Fantastic stuff.
Rainy back on the hot seat, finally able to play that Waldstein Rachel, but not looking good so far. Immediately getting mixed up. Oh yeah, almost a really nice conversion on Yusuro's part. Unfortunately, just ended up being a little bit too high for that JC to connect, and going to be locked into this corner. Yeah, baiting the burst almost immediately. Not a large combo for sure, but still important is maintaining this corner pressure. Able to whiff punish that 5A2. Waldstein looking very hot right now.
Nice block on the burst there. There hasn't been much damage on the table from Rainy, but I guess that's to be expected from a character like Rachel. But there was a lot of mix going on there, and it was really difficult for Yusoro to escape. Even now, while he's in technically what we would consider in quotation marks neutral, that was a lot of maneuvering he had just to get a hit out, and it is still not working in his favor because Rachel really does just control the neutral. Just DPs immediately to try and beat.
Yo, he's zooming. He's zooming.
What a confirm! And just getting caught as well there. Yusoro not looking great. Okay, I almost really like that confirm. And I like this confirm even more because it is going straight into the cross slash as it should be. We are going to take this Oki, but this is really scary for Yusoro. Yeah, he did have to go for that mix-up there because otherwise he would die to the DP. And yeah, no, game 1 going to Rainy. That was really nice from Rainy there. They really did play that match well. Controlling the pace and forcing Yusoro to make a lot of decisions that he most likely didn't want to. And as a result, not really feeling comfortable with the scramble situations he was put in. It really did make one hell of a difference in that game 1. Yusoro's going to have to make one interesting conversion of his game plan in order to make this work here in this game 2.
Sure, for sure. Definitely the thing you always have to be careful about Rachel is the fact that she's a very oppressive neutral character if you let her set up. Especially against a character like Adachi who equally needs that space to kind of get everything going. And yeah, we're going to be seeing that space being made here. Going to be going in with a cross combo pressure, probably setting up a Bizio straight in Rainy's face, but good defense on their part. Able to just get out of that situation in its entirety.
The absolute entirety of that situation. And yeah, the maneuverability is really going to make a difference here. Oh, I like that active swap. Wow, what a conversion as well, is what I would have said if it did fully confirm. Using the 236A to call out the pressure reset from Narukami there. Forced to block with the George as well. Just maneuvering all the way around that DP, not letting him play the game. Narukami does not get to move today, folks. And we are going to be setting up right here. Just the active swap right on wake up. Understandable, does not want to have Narukami take any damage here. Almost a really good confirm. Oh, we are going to take another one right here. Almost using George really well there, but just slightly too spaced. Grab DP. We love to see it. We are going to move on to calling that 4P. 4 characters on the screen. Nice confirm from Rainy's part, using that meter to make sure that the character was dead. And using the 6P as well. Didn't really get too much off of it because that was a weird hit. But what was not weird was that 4P confirming properly and getting the second win here for Rainy.
Yes, just a lot of the same kind of serene smile things you can expect. Just very, very, very good control of the neutral games, really abusing the large wall assist combined with the Rachel neutral just to really force your opponent to block and just kind of eat a lot of the projectiles or risk just eating a lot of residual chip, which is just kind of like the way Serene Smile likes to play. Not as lockdown focus as a lot of other Rachel players. Definitely has that lockdown for sure, but just wants to focus on getting a lot of that chip throughout the entire game. Can really pay off in the end, but still returning to neutral here, unfortunately getting hit there, but going for the full screen grab in order to catch Serene Smile off guard. Walking down the corner. I think this is actually the first time Yosura has been here, and just opting to actually go in with the empty jump low instead of setting up any Zio scenarios. The Heat Riser delayed overhead mix and getting a lot of that scary Adachi Narukami pressure going.
Oh no! He had the right idea, but it was just slightly too early. That was really unfortunate on his part. But this is a good scenario for him still, because Rainy can't call walled whatsoever. He is forced to stay on the Rachel, and that is going to cost him a lot of neutral scenarios that he would otherwise win. Ooh. If you got to confirm off that, I would have cried. But we are not going to cry for this confirm right here, since we are going to drop it here now. Oh, almost would have hit the Adachi on the switch there. Alright, gonna heal a little more in order to get that. Just command grabbing him out. Not since he didn't have any resource, didn't really take too much out of that. Just jumped out immediately, did not want to deal with that. Didn't think that he would get red on the second jump. No anything to speak of. And that is why Rainy is getting hit by 2360 right now. Was most likely baiting the teching right there with that active swap. But almost killing that Adachi. But doing so right after anyway, so it didn't really make all too much difference in the grand scheme of things. I actually don't know why he got hit there. I'm a little confused. Could you elaborate on that?
It looked like a cross-up. I don't think Yosura was expecting to be on that side. Oh, that could have definitely been dangerous there. Yosura does have that level 4 resonance into the astral, but they are just going to be getting that chip damage into the DP bait in order to finally kill off this Rachel and finally putting one on the board as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yusoro looking a lot better that game, mostly due to the fact that he was able to incapacitate Wald, and was able to guess well on a lot of wake-ups there. It's really difficult to give players credit for guessing on wake-up, because the only thing that's really different in between every wake-up is the Yomi there. And that's something I can't really comment on. I don't really know the conversation that both of these players are having right now while playing. I don't really know what's going through Yusoro's mind, or why Rainy did command grab twice there. There's so many things that could be in that right now. And that is exactly why it's really interesting to see this match play out. Almost in the same way with that confirm, gonna be bursting out, pressing a lot of mids here. Did not get that 6B to come out, but that's alright, we're just gonna throw out as many projectiles as possible. Gotta confirm with the no invincibility DP, but that's okay, as long as we're getting the knockdown here. Yo, 5C.
The power of our boss!
Nice burst.
Out.
Didn't believe in the hit. We did believe in that 2A though. 2B. Nice confirm from Yusoro there as well. Gonna go straight into the corner? Yeah, he's gonna be using that. Nice tech on Serene's part. Tried to use 236A to maneuver around the projectile as well. Nice use of the 2A there. We're just gonna be bursting out, not wanting to deal with any of that. Rainy just gonna be throwing stuff out on the screen. Gonna force Yusoro to make something happen. Gonna keep it burst safe.
Oh,
and go into that was really cool.
Literally an all according to Keikaku combo right there. Yeah, just gonna be DPing to beat out that Adachi and killing him off. Smile in a pretty good situation so far, but Yosura does have access to that level 4 resonance. Can make a potential solo Narukami comeback, but this is his tournament life. He needs to be betting it on, and it's not looking so good. Smile already locking in a good amount of damage here with this wall combo, forcing out a resonance pop right here, and all this Rachel pressure being thrown straight at him. Oh, went for the air BT.
No.
Air DP not working out here, not able to punish it, but is running out quite a bit of resonance. Yeah, not going to be getting a lot of value from it. Probably, yeah, those are probably 2-3-6s. Very unfortunate, but nice tech on the throw, but still in a very uncomfortable situation. Has to eat a lot of this pressure.
both players. Oh, that's huge.
no.
Unfortunately, dropping because the EX Zeo did not fully hit.
Oh my!
You know what?
Look,
You just gotta do it
freaking-
sometimes.
The Chad play. Going up, run up DP, absolutely no fear. This man, despite being in this uncomfortable 2v1 position, does not stop against the meaty 2A as well to beat out the Rachel. And the Chad Narakami able to make the solo comeback, and we'll be tying up the set 2-2 in what was just an absolute display of just not caring about your opponent.
That's certainly a good way to put it. That was a statement to make. There was a lot of blocking that Yusaro was doing. He was playing as patiently as he needed to, but he took the opportunity while there was nothing on screen to walk up to that wall and completely decimate him. There was that tiniest bit of health, and he took that risk reward into the factor when he did that as well. There were so many things that went into that, but not as much as that setup right there being as ironclad as it was. The 2B unfortunately whiffing, but the 6B catching up in result, gonna send him back to neutral. Nice whip punished, only to get bursted right after. Nice throw bait as well. This isn't gonna be a dead character, we are gonna go straight into super. Yes, sir. Actually, no, he might actually be dead. Nah, he didn't go for it.
He was very close, that's for sure. One potential hit could spell doom for this Wald. Still, interestingly enough, keeping him in, yeah. Okay, be absolutely careful about how you call in this Waldstein. Both of Yoso's characters looking really healthy. Yeah, gonna be calling him now relatively safely. Oh, yeah, just going to be immediately getting grabbed, but drops the combo.
Nice tech on the grab there. Just throwing out the super there. I actually forgot what it's called, but it doesn't really matter too much. We are going to be taking that. What a JB. If I want to take anything away from watching Yusaro's games this set, it's the JBs that he's throwing out. They have all been so fantastic. Almost as fantastic as that setup to get this confirmed onto the dead Rachel. That was huge. This Rachel being dead is going to make it one hell of an uphill battle for Rainy here. And especially if you're going to be being hit by that right there. Going to be getting this knockdown here. Going to try and kill as well. Unfortunately, a little too much scaling. Wow, okay, tried to air dash out. Just jumping away. Just playing a little more neutral here. Getting caught. Going to be able to confirm with all the meter on deck. Not going to take too much damage, but that's on the board either way. He tried to reset. Gonna take the Oki regardless. Lots of counter hits here, gonna carry him to the other corner. He's more comfortable on the left side anyway. Just mashing on wake up here. Tried to up back to most likely call out the up back himself. Just gonna command grab here, but he does get out of the B Zeo. That was inadvertently a good scenario to be in. Just gonna be using the Zeo card here right now. Gonna be push blocking away. No meter to speak of. Gonna get hit here, but that's 4 meter on the board and a dead character to speak. No, the drop! The really weird active swap as well. No. Got called out on the reboot there, and Yusoro taking this game.
Yes, definitely good progress so far in that Wald matchup, but once you're kind of resourceless and locked in that corner, this team is just going to bully you. Sorry. This team is just going to bully you to no ends, and while he was making good progress there in the neutral game, it just took one situation to kind of snowball into that. Unfortunately, couldn't make that Wald comeback from that point, but still good stuff to Rainy. Getting this far, actually locking in the 4th place positioning, very good stuff for him. But yeah, those are moving on to losers final. Has to fight the loser between Caterade and Razo.
Caterade and Razo. If there are 2 names that I think have been really legendary, both throughout Tag and any other game they've played, it's probably these 2. Razo being one of the best Guilty Gear Strive competitors as well, coming back to Tag, just to play the game every now and again, and Caterade being the dominant force that he is. I think if anyone is going to be able to put Caterade's down and take him down to losers here, it's going to be Razo. And we are going to see exactly why here in this set. I actually am curious to see if Cage is going to stick to the Weiss here. As much as he has not... Oh, go ahead.
I haven't seen this man swap off this character unless he literally has to. And I don't really think that he will. If anything, like this might as well be his main team at this point. But is he proving me wrong? No, I thought I saw a character swap. Nah, this man is very much committed to the Weiss Kurgane. It's like I said, it might as well be his main team now. I haven't seen him swap off on it in like God knows how long, and you know what? It's fair. He's absolutely nice with this team, and I feel like it's generally solid overall, where it doesn't have too huge of a matchup problems to necessitate a switch, especially against a team like Susanoo Yumi. But we'll have to see how this one plays out here in this game 1 of this winners finals.
What a air dash back from Caterade there. What a way to start it. Nice reaction from Razo there. Gonna be making nice. Okay, good stuff. DPing out. Okay, that's a lot of information for Razo there. Gonna be DPing out, gonna be calling the 6-beat, putting as much block stun on the board as possible, not wanting to deal with any mix-ups. Nice anti-air, but unfortunately the assist is covering Caterade. Look at all the red health, there's so much on the board there, and that's gonna maybe make a difference here. Oh no, called the wrong assist, but it didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Just gonna go for the Divine Smasher. And he probably tried to burst. But we're gonna say he active swapped on Wake Up, and he is currently holding. Wow, what a 2B! But the active swap did not give him the confirm he wanted, and that is gonna be huge, especially when we're mashing like this. And we are gonna be taking the Oki here, 2 and 4B, get the fuzzy as well, and close enough to get a confirm as well. Did not go for Phantom Pain this time, since Razo did burst it before, and that unfortunately did cause it to not be a kill. Fuzzied again! Lots of mix here. Attacking even regardless of getting hit. Setting up the sandwich? No sandwich to speak of, just a left-right mix-up, and Caterade taking that game relatively clean.
Yes, just showing off once again the power of the Weiss Kurgane, looking so strong there with those pressure snares. Gotta play his game. And when he plays his game, it's very impressive. Really abusing those fuzzy setups. If I'm not mistaken, those fuzzy setups are still universal, but I'm sure they're a lot more easier on the Susanoo for sure. Just adding so many more layers to the mix that you have to be aware of and have to block. And yeah, went with the Susanoo Yumi the first time when he's like, this team is unfair. I gotta go with my own brand of BS here. The Yang Karma and Susanoo Yumi, while a strong team in its own right, not the main squeeze, just going to be going for the more of a comfort pick.
Yeah, no, as we saw with the set with Jeff, this is the exact scenario that he had to deal with as well. And this is a different player, granted, but I don't know how Cade is going to go about dealing with this team. If he gets hit into a knockdown once, it's not going to look great. As great as Cade is, I don't think there's any way of avoiding this scenario here, and seeing how he works around to simply not be in that situation is going to be interesting here in this game 2.
Yeah, definitely. Most of the outplay you have to do against Karma and Yang is just in the neutral game, because if they get going, you're getting a block.
Okay, I like the recognition from Razo there to use the plus frames to his advantage when you do have a puddle on the board. Okay, using it to be burst safe right there. Just going for the throw here, getting as much damage as possible. Not able to do anything crazy off of it, but it is still a lot. You're going to be recovering a lot of health as well. DPing, he recognizing that there was no Oki on that. That is not a safe jump. And that was good on Caterade to recognize as much. Nice mash! Gonna go straight into Super here, and he went into Reaper so that Weiss has enough time to switch in. Fantastic recognition on Caterade's part. And we're gonna be carrying them all the way to the corner here, and now, yes sir, just gonna have to deal with this mix-up here. Lots of mids, lots of lows so that Yang can't mash, but the combo not comboing unfortunately. The 2C not giving him the confirm he wanted. Weiss bleeding right now. Nice DP, recognizing the movement pattern and using it to his advantage. Razo making sure that Weiss perished no matter what. Alright, using the 236C. What a whip punish!
Yeah.
Oh, probably not dead. Oh, he almost got the confirm. Okay, he almost tried to go for JC so that he could land with the button there. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Katori, we mashing out here. We pressing buttons. Double 2A. 2-0 on the board. This is not looking good for Razo right now. It was a little more favorable after switching, but Katori made it work here in this game too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Just, I don't know what more to say. He's Kuro Gaming. Yeah, just a lot of opportunities for Razo to get something going, but I think just some good burst timings to prevent those unblockable setups from really getting going was the key factor of allowing Katori to fire back there in that set. And that's kind of what you want to do, is you really need to try as hard as possible to just prevent any unblockables from happening on the part of the Yang Carmine side, because that's basically the only counterplay you have, is just not being put in that situation. And yeah, we just saw it there. Good burst timings if he was hit, just forcing that cross combo gauge to not fill up, and just calling out a lot of the neutral decisions there from Razo, and just mashing in the right places and just trying to take their turn back as best as possible.
A nice burst on Razo's part. Katori mashing on Wake Up there. Interesting choice there. I'm not really sure what he was going for. Maybe he recognized that there was no resources on the board for Razo, so it didn't really make too much of a difference. Oh, tried to TRM there, I think? Oh, okay.
God,
4P, even though he got hit. That's crazy.
God, it's such a dumbass assist, bro.
That's... No, not a dead character. Yeah. Even on a hit like that. Okay, I actually really like that from Razo there. He didn't use any burst option to deal with 5B because he does know that it can be cancelled into pretty much anything. Nice burst! Timing it exactly so that even if he did active swap, you still would have gotten hit. Nice push block in order to deal with that as well. He's gonna be doing as much as he can here. A little too high for the 2-1-4 confirmed. And this is a bad scenario for Katori to be in. Actually a little better now that he's in the corner. Gonna be blocking here, not dealing with anything crazy. 2-1-4C setting up that pressure. Nice mash and block after to deal with that.
Definitely still locked in with all this corner pressure, but just a lot of defense so far. Actually forcing a lot of health loss on Carmine's side, but still got this air unblockable DP. And yeah, try to burst out of the scenario, but oh yeah, that could potentially be fatal here for the Kurogane. Yeah, has enough time to go into the lifesteal and the cross raid. Going to be sealing off that character left here with the solo Weiss. Not in a horrible position, especially off this hit. Might actually be able to kill off the Weiss here with the super. Yeah, burst not coming out in time. Firing back here with a kill. Promise of Resonance right here. Got to make a very honest 1v1 fight right here.
I actually do think this matchup isn't that as bad as it might seem, especially if you're gonna get a poke like that. So many 2Bs from Katori, taking it 3-0 over Razo.
Yes, just completely taking Razo off guard, really abusing those long Weiss buttons just to create a don't come over here zone, and just Razo not respecting them in the right places for sure. I noticed a lot of running into the 5As and 2Bs, resulting in a lot of those scenarios where it's just like, I'm just gonna kill off your character here in this situation, and just found a lot of opportunities to take their turn back as well, and just a lot of good Abare from Katori's side, allowing for that 3-0 victory. But Razo, not out of the woods yet, has to fight Yosro here, which I believe will be a run back, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is
No,
they played. Did they not?
No.
Oh no, you said Razo
No.
versus. I'm blind. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
yeah.
The person I'm thinking would have had a run back here. They both have a Y, so that's how I got mixed. And they both play Adachi too.
Yeah, we both gotta hold that. But I am curious to see how both these players hold each other's mix here. That's probably not the most eloquent way to mention the Oki that both these players have been implementing. If there's anything that both of these players are doing, it's just solid play overall. Razo showing that he really knows the ground game. He's really good at enforcing air DPs to make sure that you are not jumping where you don't need to. Unfortunately, not punishing on that.
Right.
Almost getting it confirmed, but that clash not letting anything happen there. DPing right out. 2C whiffing, but just gonna throw a wheel of his own. Spacing himself out for that 5A range. Tried to go for a low, DPing out, not dealing with any sort of mix. That Carmine DP making something happen. Just gonna jump out, punish the assist. Clips on both sides, so much red health to worry about. I'm gonna go in with this assist here. Nice hit with the JC. Gonna get assist back, hopefully? Yeah, a little too late, I think. Tried to throw a bait there. Gonna get caught by the 236C. And gonna go for a 214C under as well. Just mashing directly on the 2A there. Gonna go for the air dash route to get as much corner carry as possible and get this mix. And the JC, that's a dead character. Huge. Not blocking that cross up there as well. And go straight into the corner. Enforce the exact same thing. I'm gonna get that resonance pop here as well. So it's a little weaker than it would have been. Wow, just mashing again. Not recognizing the hit here. That's a dead character most likely. Let me not jinx it. Okay, yeah. First game for Yusuf.
Didn't need to spend the final bar here, and Yusura looking very strong here in this first game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so this is a little different from the pattern that we've seen so far. Razo has really tried to make Suze and Yumi work, but they've had to just stay on Yang Carmine for a lot of the rest of it. So seeing them just stick to the team here, I think it's a form of respect, really. Either that or they just really didn't want to deal with losing a game with Suze and Yumi. And they're playing their main squeeze right from the start. But actually, they're sitting there for an awfully long time, so I am curious to see if they're switching to another team. It took the words right out of my mouth, Merc Hawkeman. I haven't seen this team since 1.5.
The throwback. Well, I was mentioning earlier, this right here, you know, Razo playing the Carmine Yang, that's Razo. This is Razo the Sharp, though. Yeah, this is a team that I would probably say in a earlier time period would be his main team, but has definitely moved on to playing more different teams, but bringing it out right now to see if he can make something happen. His proficiency with his team can't be understated in the slightest. And yeah, already starting off really strong here. Oh, unfortunately whiffing that Zantatsu, but still maintaining the pressure.
Maintaining a lot of that pressure, but only really getting so much of it, getting the confirm here for Razo. Just gonna get as much damage as possible. 7k off of a counter. Okay, nice block on the overhead there. It's gonna be push blocking him out. Getting hit there. Gonna go to the fat super that takes a little longer so that he's able to DHC into Hawkeman here. What a clean sweep of that Narukami. And did not get to play the game for very long. Nice. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Okay, it didn't really matter. Okay, wait, hold on. Yeah, he's dead. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to make sure he didn't drop that quickly. You can't say a commentator's cursed anyone. You can't say anything. So hot. But yeah, no, what a switch. I want to say more than that, but that's really all there is to it.
I haven't seen my man play this team in like maybe a year, but it looks like he's been playing it every day because of just how clean that match was. But yeah, didn't really see Yosuro get to do anything. Maybe still trying to adjust to two incredibly different characters from Razo's side. But yeah, I mean, if Razo continues to keep this up, then like he can definitely make that that run back into winners finals happen.
I would not doubt it in the slightest. Caterade is gonna have a run for his money regardless of who wins here. Almost a really good confirm, but I think the assist kind of screwed him. What? And almost as good. I think he did try to active swap there. Okay, that was actually a really good swap there.
Oh.
Baiting the assist there. not the assist, the counter. Gonna go straight into super gear. Oh, cutting it a little close, but that doesn't really make too much difference because the character is dead regardless. This is huge. Merkava being alone, that doesn't really make... It isn't that scary, especially when you have both of these characters on your team. And we are gonna go straight to the corner here. Just gotta hold this. Gonna be popping resonance to make sure he doesn't have to take any strange Oki. I like the switch there into the Azio. Almost tried to anti-air. No anti-air in Merkava. Did not punish the JB, but we are going to get straight into the hit, recognizing that resonance ended as soon as possible there. Try to go for a throw bait?
I'm not sure as well, but oh my god, wakes up with JC. Respectable. I would do the same if I wanted to. But yeah, Solo Merkava doing a little bit of work here. Oh, try to go for a throw bait, but not quite believing in that hit confirm. Runs straight into the fireball. Oh yeah, this might spell doom though for the Merkava. Yeah, just go in with a cross slash. Good work there in that 2v1, but just got hit in the wrong place and at the wrong time. Yosuro up 2 in the set on set point, could potentially move on to grand finals.
Yes, sir. This is match point for Razo. He's going to have to make a play here and now. Whether or not that means a character switch or to stay to the Hakumen and Merkava solely due to the explosive anonymity of it, it doesn't matter. Because Razo read my mind there. He's going to go for the same team. He believes this is what he needs to win. That was his final chance to switch, and he is confident that his old reliable is going to make that happen. We are going to be switching directly over to that team here and now in Razo's potential final game here in this losers finals. I'm going to be setting up the sandwich here. Oh, unfortunately not getting too much off of it. I really like the CC proc there. Didn't get too much off of it, but we are going to get a lot off of that assist there. Actually not too much damage. Going to be air dashing in, using that to his advantage. Not getting the assist call. Did bait the throw, but was a little too far to confirm, and was able to block, but is gonna have to hold that. Go fight the 5C, and we're gonna carry all the way to the corner for it. No, okay, I did commentator's curse. You know what? I gotta hold that.
Oh,
okay. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would have really liked to see a grab instead of a 5A punish or a super punish. But yeah, that 6B in the back, always got to be really careful about it because it can really catch you off guard. Oh yeah, hitting that raw tag there. Was that level resonance? Yeah, baited that DP, but just was a little bit too slow to punish. Oh yeah, I like the idea of going for the DP there, but mistimed it. You need to wait for that super to come out before you can info through it. And yeah, taking a very swift game for tying up the set 2-2.
Yes, sir, and that is one hell of a way to come back. This game is looking a lot closer than it was before. He is telling us right here and now that game 3 was a fluke, and he's going to make sure that we are remembering this moment. It doesn't matter what tournament he's in, he's going to make a statement. He's going to make sure that we understand that he is Razo _ the _ Wait, no, it's an equal sign, actually. My fault.
Razo the Sharp.
Razo the Sharp, yes. He is about as sharp as ever here in this game 5. Oh no, the Azio getting caught, but thankfully we're going to be bursting right out, making sure Adachi doesn't take as much damage. Didn't get a confirm off that due to it being a little far. I like the full confirm into the airstream. Nice block on the overhead there. Gonna be calling 236C. Wow, okay, really good recognition for that routing on Razo's part there. Gonna go straight into noodle hands. Did not block on that. Almost got the anti-air there. Just gonna go straight and do a full confirm here. Gonna carry him all the way to the corner. Tried to throw bait again, but just DP'd out. Not gonna deal with anything crazy. Yeah, double jumping out. We are going to make sure that this character stays alive, and we're going to carry them straight to the corner as well, spending even a bar to do so. Gonna get the throw active swap, gonna carry him all the way to the Dachi, even cashing out into the super mid-screen. Granted, the Ogi isn't as good as it usually would be. I like the negative active swap there. Wow, good confirm. And did not punish the burst, unfortunately. Oh wow, okay, that was a really high fly hit. That was not as high. We are going to go into super and make sure this character is going to block. This is really tense here, folks. Lots of things to worry about. Oh, nice confirm from Yusaro there. Gonna take the Oki here. Yeah, okay, didn't kill, but just mashed on wake up. What an answer! That was what he needed right now. The character being dead, single hit from Merkaba. Well, not single hit anymore, but we were close. Nice block on Razo's part, really getting that fuzzy block down. Push blocking to make sure that he did not have to deal with any more pressure. What another mash on Yusaro's part, but did drop the combo, did not delay the 2-1-4B. Gonna be playing it safe here. Almost getting the confirm with the 4P, but didn't make any difference with the 5-8 anti-airing. This might be a dead character. Actually, no, the cover damage is pretty low. Yeah, especially for dropping like that. DP out. Gonna get this full confirm here. Blocking on the DP, running under it too!
Yusaro. That was just a flex.
That I was like, man, he's running forward into DP. This could only spell disaster. Turns out he just wanted to run in style. And yeah, Yosuro was kind of a heart pounder there at the end, but still able to keep it calm, keep it real, and able to take that set 3-2 over Razo, I should say, and moving on to fight Caterade in Grand Finals.
Yes, sir. We are moving on to the final match of the night. Yusoro making up for the performance that he was shown earlier in the set, and that is going to bring us here to Grand Finals between both of the players that we've grown to know and love, and we are going to see them duke it out as soon as possible here.
Well, I don't think as soon as possible, because there is definitely one thing we gotta remind the audience about before the night ends, and that, my friends, is the Matcherino. Make sure you guys go over to that Matcherino link, click it, and sign in, and press that claim code button to donate a free 25 cents to tonight's bracket. It's free, quick, and easy. We got 29 codes left, folks, and this is one of your last opportunities to donate through that method. But let's say you want to do a direct contribution like the wonderful Afterparty _ and Serene Smile have done. That is cool as well. Pick that yellow orange contribute button over there on the top right, click it, and put in as much money as you would like from your own pocket, no matter how big it is. It could be $4, $10, even $1 too. No matter which way you donate, it is cool. But want some other free ways to get some money into the pot? We got those sponsor quests on the side, such as it's as easy as following Diaphone or Rio151 over on Twitter. God, I cannot speak. But let's say you want some merchandise with your direct contribution. That is cool as well. We got the marketplace full of wonderful manga supplied to us by Kaiten Books, such as The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, Loner Life in Another World, Gachiko Core, My Dad is the Queen of All VTubers, Welcome to the Outcast Restaurant, Shed That Skin, Rita Saki-sana, and Who's a Maid. Our maid is way too annoying. No matter which way you contribute to the Matcherito, it is much appreciated. But remember, kids,
No dessert unless you click that claim code button. No apple pie for you. If you don't click it, I'm watching.
The way we phrase it, we really do make it seem like voting on the Matcherino is just like eating your broccoli at the dinner table. Nobody wants to do it, but it's necessary for the growth, both of the players and the community as a whole.
Look, I'm not gonna even give putting in the Matcherino the benefit of the doubt of eating broccoli. Broccoli, that crap is ass, but the Matcherino, not ass.
I'm gonna
compare it to?
I'm gonna interject just a little bit here. Mito, that was bars. That was very smooth what you just said. I like that. Continue.
Thank you, Cheap. I like it almost as much as how I am going to like this next match right here between Yusaro and Caterade. Whenever they are ready to start for the final match, can we get some hype from the chat here? Excuse me, gonna move on to the Twitch here. 36 of you watching tonight. How are y'all feeling about this match here? That includes Elon.
I want to see it play out, and I'm very interesting to see how it plays out. Now this is a run back. This is a run back. Last time Yosura went 3-0 in a very, very convincing manner on the part of Caterade. Very explosive game, but Yosura just coming back from a victory over Razo. Yeah, let's see if he can bring that momentum to potentially at least reset the bracket and put up more of a fight against Caterade. But Caterade also on the hot seat this entire tournament.
Okay, already I'm seeing some nice adaptations from Yusara.
Oh, yo, and the conversion too, baby.
I couldn't even get to finish my sentence, and that's okay. We don't need sentences here. We need full conversions. Good stuff for the reset as well. Gonna be frame trapping into the plus frames. Almost got the confirm. Maybe would have gotten it if he pressed 4A, but it doesn't matter. We bursting out here. We're gonna be threatening the throw bait and the confirm there. Just gonna burst out. Didn't let him get anything. No room for you. We're gonna go straight into the corner here with Kurogane. Lots of damage on the board to boot. Yeah, just DPing out, not holding any mix here. Was a little too low on the block to get anything there. Tried to press 2B? Maybe he just wanted maybe he wanted something else there. And the throw into 4A, that is definitely going to cost him a lot of damage here. Maybe even a dead character? Actually, probably not, no.
It's close. I don't blame him for going for it. Yeah, not quite. Left on the brink of death there. Still with this solo Kurogane. Yeah, just going to be raw tagging him out, but gets hit immediately afterward there with the 6P. Oh yeah, that DP able just to hit in time. Yeah, going for their own air unblockable DP. Setting up the sandwich scenario, but a nice block, but couldn't block the mix afterwards and bursting out of that situation as well.
Oh my god, the 5-8.
Swat him away. Get him out of here.
Good stuff to use the resonance call to not have to worry about the left right there. This is already looking a lot better. A little better for Yusaro. He's gonna be backing off with punish on the 2B.
Yo, footsie, is it my BB tag?
Oh, clipped on the 2C, backdashed away, anti-air 5-8.
I thought Yumi was the only one with that. Turns out, Adachi, Mr. Toru Adachi over here, also has the power to swat away all your problems with the power of his neutral plus A button. And we'll be putting one on the board, definitely making a lot more progress compared to the first time they played.
Yeah, no. There was so many little things that he changed here. The round start was one thing Yusara was struggling a lot with. If he didn't know anything about it before, just on a theoretical standpoint, he understands it now. He gets that just jumping away from Weiss trying to call out the 6A is going to be your best option here. If you absolutely do not want to risk the backdash assist, because there's a lot of nuance in order to beating Weiss's 6A, I'm sure you're aware of it. There's the RPS of whether or not Weiss is going to... Yusaro leaving the room for a moment. I am currently going to check what the issue is, hopefully. PC tag, unfortunately. Alright, he's going to quickly restart his game. But yeah, while I do that, I'll quickly explain the RPS for those that don't really play against Wise too much. She does have the 6A that will beat any regular round starts from Adachi. However, Adachi 6A does hit the extended hurt box of Weiss 6A, so he is able to call that out. But in order for Weiss to beat that, she has to press 4A, and then that's when he starts doing backdash assists, so that even if he doesn't get hit, he is immediately able to call something out. And then Weiss just runs up and presses 6A instead, a little more delayed. So you're going to be rotating a lot of those options, because Weiss can catch up back with 6A, so that isn't always the best option. But I'm really looking forward to see how the Yomi develops here on that round start. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for me to explain that, and I'm glad to hear that more people will be informed about the Weiss round start, if I learned anything from my time playing Weiss.
Yes. important information I have, and I hope information that Yosuro will potentially use in this matchup because yeah.
I'm feeling deja vu from that first round.
Just gonna get that confirmed. Did not think he was gonna be able to get anything from that. Just gonna dash cancel into the DP here. Gonna get the corner ender. With the JC
Yo.
actually. Just gonna go for the 5C. Almost got the burst there, but pressed 4A a little too early. Just gonna be smashing. Okay, that could have been big, but he did that a little too late and a little too far. He wanted that. He wanted the side swap mix actually, and was a little too far to get that confirmed too. So many, just teensy bit too far for all of these. Nice jump out. Oh no!
The Phantom, I'm in pain. That was definitely what that was. But able to get the cross up JB. But I mean, no matter how many hits you get so far, at least from this position, it's going to be very rough from Yosuro. Only has level 2 resonance, really low Adachi as well. But I mean, he's going in. Like he's not afraid. Well, he's a little bit afraid considering he popped the resonance. But this is, wow. He really just ran forward and got hit, huh?
I want to say that was a throw.
There wasn't a counter hit, so like.
Well, no, the run up of throw isn't necessarily counter hit recovery, is it?
No, the entire animation should, if you're in that state, you should be.
If you're in the throw running animation, you are in counter hit state.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying for me. I guess I should have instinctively known that, but you don't really encounter too many scenarios where the entire run animation is being able to play out. So, okay, interesting information to know. And that does change things a little bit there. So he didn't throw. Maybe he tried to press his own button there, but pressed a little too late so that he just got normal hit. I don't know. We'll have to ask Yusoro once the set ends, but we are not really caring about that too much right here. Nice frame trap into the 2B. Just gonna grab Caterade on his own wake up. Tried to bait the burst maybe? Either that or just pressed a little too late on the JA. Drop the confirm. That's actually pretty rare for Caterade to do. He's usually pretty good about that kind of thing. But you know what? We got those turning nerves out here.
Fair enough. Yeah, just going with a Divine Masher was just able to perfectly call out that active swap, but unfortunately was not able to beat that burst. Oh, I didn't see that 6P. I know Yosuro certainly didn't see that 6P.
Yeah, we all got baited there.
Oh my god, he tried to call out the dash cancel? That was like unironically really big brain from Yusaro, but it was just a little too early. Okay, didn't really do anything with that. Tried to TRM him, but was... I think it was a little too late actually. And didn't hit the Phantom Pain. Tried to call it the anti-air, but the spacing was off. Tried to anti-air himself as well, just blocking after 2B, not really wanting to deal with anything. Setting up the walls, the projectiles. Oh, the JA hitting. Triple 2A starter, not really getting much damage here, just gonna set up the neutral setup. Wow, what an air-to-air from Yusaro. Gonna carry him all the way to the corner with the J2 and 4C. We love to see it. Air dash back in here. And there's the anti-air. Duh? Yeah, okay. Game 3 for Caterade in a nail-biter of a game. Fantastic stuff to both of them so far.
Yes, definitely Caterade. One more game away from just taking this entire tournament. Yosuro definitely looking kind of on the back foot for sure in terms of the third game, but sticking strong here with the Adachi Narukami. Is going to be dying with what they know best. But yeah, no team swaps available on his side. Let's see if he can bring it back here and potentially reset the bracket.
That isn't necessarily true. If he does win this set, and then goes into the next set, he can switch on that win. But otherwise, no. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But that's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things if Caterade takes either of these two games. Obviously, we want to see as many games as possible, but we can't say anything just yet. We are only going to see just how this match goes from here, and we are going to see that the round start has been played relatively safe on both sides. Tried to up back, I think? Alright, tried to burst there. Getting grabbed on his own incoming again for the second time this set.
Gonna carry into the corner. Nice block on the overhead there. Getting the pressure reset as well. Gonna throw out the plus frames. Getting clipped by the low. Gonna go straight into DP here. Nice block on the overhead again. Almost a dead character, but baiting the burst, and that's gonna be a lot of damage on this Weiss here. And a setup to boot. Yes, sir. There we go. Gonna have to hold that assist. Oh no, mash? Okay, that's a dead Weiss. She got two-touched.
That's just the game you play when you play the game Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. Just a couple hits here and there will seal off one of your characters. Left here with the solo Kuragane, definitely dead, as long as there's no drops.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a comment, like, you know, Caterade, definitely no stranger to making solo Kuragane comebacks happen, very strong, but just, you know, immediately got frame trapped. And yeah, Yosuro tying up the set 2-2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is exactly what we were hoping for. Game 5 scenario of this first Grand Finals. Hopefully, we might even be able to get to the Shin Grand Finals. But obviously, no shade against Caterade, no shade against Yusuro. We are completely unbiased here in this commentary, both folks. We are making sure that both of these players get to exactly where they want to be. Yusuro potentially working for his 5,000th win inside of a room. Clearly, that's the priority here. But you know what? I think one thing that a lot of people have not been able to stop is Yusuro's willingness to just swing. There have been so many instances where he could be on the back foot or just about to win, and no one is able to reset pressure against him. Whether or not he was trying to do a frame trap or not, it did not really make a difference. I like the forward B call to try and make something happen there. Tried to mash on that. Nice tech on that as well. Unfortunately getting burst because Weiss does not have many safe setups there. Nice jump. Oh no! Okay, the drop. That could have been really bad for Yusuro there. Getting punched out. Lots of personas being broken here. Nice break on the throw. Gonna carry it in this thing. Nice break on this throw as well.
Oh, unfortunately though, getting hit and baiting the burst here. This, yeah, I don't think that's quite a dead Narukami, but like it's definitely gonna put him into a very uncomfortable range. Yeah, going for the Oki. Nice air DP to beat that safe jump, but it wakes up with the Weiss super. Not able to kill off the Adachi just yet, but Yosuro has to make quite the comeback here. Nice block on that. Yeah, just going to be frame trap there after the double slash kite, and just like that, Caterade 24 able to win tonight's WNF 3-2 over Yosuro and taking first place. Like I said, very good stuff for him, but very good stuff to Yosuro, putting up quite the fight against one of the strongest players that North American BBTAG has to offer for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Caterade showing his prowess once again, taking it over Razo, taking it over Yusuro. So many players that he had to win against. I don't think he lost a single set tonight. He stayed in winners throughout the entire tournament, and that is always impressive to see. Fantastic stuff to Caterade. Fantastic stuff to everyone that joined today. And as well as all the people that have sat here and watched the tournament for... How long have we been going on for? 3 hours. You guys are some troopers. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for really supporting all of us. Even if you didn't join the Matcherino, we know who you are. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. Thank you to Ready for always streaming and making sure that we have the highest quality possible. Thanks again to Lon for being my partner in crime, and Cheat for making sure the bracket is always up to date. And aside from that, I will be Midori signing off for tonight.
Yes, definitely good stuff to everyone that showed up so far. Remind you guys of the top 3. Caterade up in first place, Yosuro in second, and Razo getting that third place position. All of them getting a nice slice of the Matcherino pot. And yeah, always a pleasure to be able to commentate for you all. Shout outs to my fellow commentator Midori. It's always a pleasure to be able to commentate with you. And at this point, like usually bi-weekly, it's definitely much appreciated. And yeah, shoutouts to RTO as well. Master Chief for allowing everything to run smoothly during the bracket. Couldn't do this without him, and equally as so, we couldn't do this stream without our wonderful streamer E30, making sure that everyone at home gets to watch some Wednesday night BB tag action over here at the Red E30 channel. And yeah, shoutouts to all the viewers as well for supporting our scene and just catching this stream, even if you didn't watch for that very long. Your presence is much appreciated, especially if you did the match Reno. Yeah. Also, big shout outs to every player that participated in tonight's bracket, giving it their all, and I hope to see every single one of you back next week as we host these every Wednesday night.
Well said. Couldn't agree more. Of course, big thank you to both you, Lon, and you, Mito, for holding it down on commentary for tonight. Walking us through some of the some of the things that could be going on in the players' minds, keeping things entertaining during the matches, and of course navigating through a lot of the chaos that happens in matches in BB Tag. It's always hectic, but you two holding it down and keeping things, I guess, somewhat understandable as best you can for everybody watching at home. And of course, shout outs to all of you for joining us on this Wednesday night / Thursday morning, depending on your time zone. Come up around that time of midnight for East Coast, I'm sure. Of course, big thank you to E30 as well for streaming. As always, couldn't do it without you, bud. Thank you very much for being a trooper and doing this every week for us. Let's see. Of course, shout outs to Chitin Books for having their works in Maturino Marketplace, putting a portion of the proceeds there towards the Maturino bracket pot. Of course, shout outs to the players putting in their best efforts and keeping things wonderfully entertaining for all of us. And last but certainly not least, big thank you to Level Up Productions for having Wednesday Night Fights Online Edition be a way for us to experience locals when in-person locals, at least for WNF, can't be achievable at this time. Hopefully soon, but until then, we'll keep this running for you. This has been Master Chief, TO and bracket runner and host of WNF BB Tag. Always a pleasure doing this for you all. Looking forward to next week. Same time, same place. Of course, I leave it over to you. E30, take it away.
All right. Many thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you again to Long Lily and Midori for holding it down on the mic tonight. Thank you to Master Chief for making sure this bracket went as smooth as possible, and also having a guest feature on the mic as well tonight while Mito went to play matches. Always much appreciated from the three of you. Always an enjoyable time to be with you on this Wednesday night. But that's going to be it from us, folks. This has been WNF Online Edition BB Tag Episode 12. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. But for now, all good things must come to an end. So for now, stay safe, stay beautiful, drink your water, tell your friends and family you love them, but most importantly, shout outs to Bird Gang.
Shout outs to Bird Gang.
Bird Gang.
Shout outs to Bird Gang.
Have a good night, y'all. Peace.